almost done. I just have to get to the end of the party and then I can turn it off.
That's for free, hey?
Yeah. Did you see Metal Gear 5 is free on Xbox right now?
I knew that, yeah.
Fucking everyone should have that game.
That's old news, isn't it? Because we talked to Warren about that or something. He's like, I don't like it.
I don't think when we were having that discussion, maybe I didn't know it was free.
Warren doesn't like how it plays.
He played Ground Zeroes and didn't like it, right?
Yeah. I do remember this discussion, actually.
I didn't have this discussion. I heard this discussion.
I think I had this discussion not realizing we were having this discussion because 5 was free.
Oh, shit, you're on the tall mic.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
And the short chair.
Change some stuff around.
Boy.
Get him some phone books.
There's a phone book upstairs, I noticed.
It's a real thing.
It's like this.
We do that in the news.
Well, that might be enough. We can get you up there.
I just asked about Bloodstained. What's that available on?
PC.
Yeah.
Swatch
And Xbox and PlayStation. Xbox, I don't know about Xbox. I think it's available on Xbox too.
I think it might be available on.
It's definitely available on PlayStation.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Do you like Castlevania?
Yeah, well, I like Symphony of the Night.
It's only like $13.
Oh shit, guys! Sorry, I gotta take off. There's this podcast that I watch that's going live right now, so I'm gonna just actually take out and check that out instead.
It's factory sealed. Turn it on, or
I'm totally bit on that. I was ready to do this without you.
I got a notice too, but I usually just shoot.
Fuck, did I turn those off a long time ago?
we'll email you if you're not careful.
I send text messages to Matt being like, what time you on? What are you playing?
Yeah.
It's almost like there's a thing that you can find that out.
Yeah.
It's like
what's the point in knowing a guy if you don't?
Yeah, get the inside scoop.
Yeah,
that's right.
What are you really playing? What are you telling people you're playing? What are you really playing?
Yeah, you can find out. Wolfenstein Enemy Territory.
Yep, there you go.
Hell of a video game.
What's that one?
That's an old free-to-play shooter from the early 2004.
Did you get through Castlevania?
Not yet. We're almost. We're getting there. I just flip the castle.
Are you gonna flip the castle?
Yeah, so obviously. Okay. Yeah, we just flipped the castle.
Oh, so
yeah. There's a lot of secrets.
No
in there.
castle flipping in this one.
A lot of really archaic. You go to this room, be the bat for 12 seconds, fly against the ceiling, turn into a wolf,
twice.
run to the side, crouch twice.
Yeah.
Where is the crouch twice one?
I don't know. I think it's in a room with a waterfall, and I don't know if it's twice.
Crouch twice? What does that do?
That might be a different Castlevania.
That might be a different. Yeah, totally might be a different Castlevania.
Yeah, there's lots of super ridiculous secrets in there that unless you have a chat sitting beside you being like, hey, do this. How would anyone ever figure some of that stuff out?
Come on, man. Break a hole in the wall and stand there for 10 seconds doing nothing.
There's one of them where you have to stand holding down in an area. Just stand there and hold down for a good... It's like a minute almost. And then it turns out there's an elevator that moves down. It's on the regular castle.
I think I remember that.
It's in the far left of a room, and you break a thing, and then you stand in it, and you wait a minute.
What does it get you?
I mean, it's not a minute. This guy is just...
Yeah.
It's long enough that you're
it's 10 seconds. I watched it. It's
way
10
longer
seconds.
It's
barely...
It
probably wasn't even 10
seconds. You
seconds.
were at work. How were you possibly watching?
Because I watched the VOD.
I don't believe you.
Remember when we came over on Friday after Beer Fest, and I turned on my PlayStation, and the first thing that showed up was the VOD, and you're like, oh, the man's watching the VOD.
Yeah, I didn't get invited.
Did you want to go to? You don't like? I didn't get invited either.
No, but there's a.
I was also working.
Matt invited himself. It was kind of awkward.
There's a guy who set up a beard oil stand there that I wanted you to pick some up. Someone
there was not a beard oil stand.
I did not remember.
Was there not?
I didn't see
those things everywhere. They're like the new
one.
Windshield repair stand.
Stands everywhere.
Beard oil everywhere.
Parking lots.
No, it was a craft beer fest, so there was. There was beer and there was food.
Is that at the shop?
There was no vendors.
How did I not have to cover that?
I'm following him all weekend.
Well, then he lied to you. Unless he wasn't there on Friday, because we were there Friday.
I don't know. I assume it doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't think I changed the thing to the... Whoops. Waps.
So just so I don't sound like an idiot on this particular issue, is Curse of the Moon is... more like the NES ones, right?
Yeah,
because that's what it looked like.
Curse of the Moon
Symphony of the Night is gonna the one they're making is Symphony of the Night.
No, Symphony of the Night.
Right? It's not Symphony of the Night, but So this one was a stretch goal
Night-esque.
I know what you mean.
like I think they're making a game inspired by Symphony of the Night, and the stretch goal was a game inspired by
Original
Castlevania.
Oh, I want to play the Symphony of the
I
Night.
see. I think
one.
you might be right.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
I feel like that's right.
Symphony of the
I'm looking
Night,
at some
like
images. Yeah, it does look a lot like Symphony of the Night. A lot.
Good.
Good. Symphony of the Night is so fucking good.
it is very.
It is a timeless classic.
Yeah.
Ages very well.
I saw Warren crack into. It's fascinating watching a man who has the Game Pass and access to all these games that people have forgotten about just open like 9 of them up in a day and see if any of them grab him. And he got into Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh,
Which doesn't look so good anymore.
What? That's on Game. That's A on Xbox and B on Game Pass.
Yep, the original Knights of the Old Republic.
Weird.
Number 1.
Wasn't that originally on Xbox?
Yeah, OG.
Yeah.
Original Xbox, yeah.
See that old BioWare logo pop up?
It's a fantastic
It's a
game.
Star Wars game. He was all excited, and then they started like asking him like,
Oh, it's so good.
you're like picking your perks and you're putting your stats, and he's like, then like he'll like click continue finally after like playing with all the numbers. It's like, and then these are your skills, and then he's just like, fuck.
Oh, it's not that bad. Fuck, that's a great
patience
game.
for that shit.
No.
That's such a good game. That's a bummer. He should.
No, he's still playing it. Like he wasn't.
really?
It wasn't like it's not like fuck this. I'm putting this
Yeah.
down. He was still playing it, but it was funny watching him go through the menus where you have to pick all that RPG stuff. I think he said something like all this D20 ass shit. I believe is the terminology he used.
We should play D&D again.
We had this discussion the last time I had my eyes on you.
I'm just gonna keep saying it until it happens.
this man can't get enough. We played D&D today for 5 hours.
Wasn't that satisfying? This is one I was.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was great. It was
Yeah?
good.
It was really good. I just like playing in person. And 5 hours every 2 weeks. I'm not a fucking D&D camel. All right, I can't just save up all my D&D playing.
I was about to pitch you the
Need it
once
on-
a month again. So good to know.
I need it on the regs. All right.
Not a D&D camel.
5 hours every 2 weeks is the definition of on the regs. It's regular, consistent.
Yeah,
You know when it's going to happen.
that's true. It is. What if it was 5 hours every week? What if it was 4? What if it was 3.5 to 4 hours every week?
I don't know.
Good
In
God.
real life, where we roll real dice.
You'd lose yourself.
That's the thing I
I
miss
actually
the
do
most,
that.
is the real
we do
dice.
that.
Yeah, we do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
well. For reasons that are completely out of my control. You guys want to do a show?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I agree. Let us do a podcast.
Read some more comic books. Should I talk about that on the show or before the show?
No, you should talk about it on the show.
Okay.
There you go. You got your answer.
Not much gaming to talk about.
All right.
I'm just going to throw the switch here. I'm tired.
Let's get out of here.
Liven
Yeah.
up.
Fucking let's do it.
Is that my phone?
We got for 2 hours. We got to go at least 2 hours today. So I mean, I'm just filling time to hit that 2 hour minimum.
Yeah.
So we're on?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No. Yeah. We're
Thank
on.
God,
We're
'cause
on.
I-
We're on. I should look at the clock. Make sure we're all right. 9:09.
You can
Punch
cover
your-
cover that extra 15 minutes when you get home.
Punch your card.
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the clocked in.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do a show. What's the date? I didn't write the date.
It's the
down.
4th.
We used to have to
It
clock
is
in
the
at Tim
4th.
Hortons. It was the only job I
Is
ever
it
had to
the
clock
4th?
in on.
Yeah.
Third.
Tomorrow. The podcast time.
Oh, podcast.
So when I say
You're on it. That's
welcome
To
the
Show!
it's
Monday, Tuesday, Monday.
May,
June.
June.
The fourth.
nailed it.
Yep.
Well done, everybody. It's actually Monday, June the 4th. Here on Talking Reckless. Well, again, everywhere in the world. Right, Monday, June the 4th, everywhere in the world. Especially here on the
Australia.
Talking Reckless podcast, episode 228. It's the OG's champ, Kevin Byer.
That is me. I am the champ.
Never has been, never will be champ, Oliver J. Aguilar.
That's because I don't know what month it is.
Here, and also former champion Brandon Lynch.
That's right. Oliver hasn't even been at a thing that we've decided a championship in a while.
It's
In a
true.
long time, yeah.
He's only had the one chance to compete.
No, he was at WrestleMania. He was at.
He was at Extra Life as well, I think.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
But I mean, since then,
We've
there's been
only had the
two
one, I
different
think,
ones.
actually. Since WrestleMania, there's only been the one.
Oh,
You weren't there. I never defended it.
right. Yeah.
Not much of a defender.
And
of a
also
pretender.
welcome to myself, former talking about the Undisputed Champion.
Welcome, Matt. Good to
Nice,
have you
thank
here.
you. Oh, thanks. Pleasure to be here. Yes, we're back. Another week. It feels like I just left the studio yesterday.
Boy, are your arms tired.
That's right. I just flew in from Mill Woods.
Feels like
Well,
I
flying.
left the studio yesterday.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
you're blinding with your watch, Senna. All right.
Weird.
Yeah. Well, how's it going, everyone? Hey, hi, hello. Pick up the show, please.
All right. Yeah, I'm
tired of
good.
shit.
Yeah, you sound great, Matt.
I'm gonna bounce the ball over to Brando.
I'm gonna set it, and I'm gonna hit a home run.
Those are all terms that go together. Absolutely.
Right through the uprights.
Yes. I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm really good, actually.
I've been to pick up the volleyball where you set it from last week. Let me just get my 9-iron out and talk to you about the comic books I've been reading.
Yes.
Yeah, let's
What
talk about comic books.
what
Yes.
60s comic books what odd words have you read this week?
I have read the Fantastic Four up to 60,
Oh, wow.
which is somewhere where the Silver Surfer shows up.
So you read 60 issues?
I read 30 issues. I read 30 to 60.
30 to 60. Okay.
Which are take place right after the 1 to 30 I read of Spider-Man. So I'm
What
kind of keeping
era
a bit
is
of
this?
a.
This is still.
This is very old. This
But
is
yeah.
60, late 60s.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not have any sort of
Patience.
patience, drive, ambition
Yeah.
to read any of that old stuff.
If
like
you can't-
60s era comic books is even 80s, 70s, 80s.
If you can't find the humor in the references and how old it is, then there really is no reason to do
No.
it. And I like reading origin stories. And apparently a lot of these superheroes, I was like, oh, I'm sure they reboot it every 10 years. And it's like, no, there were no reboots between 1960 something and 2000.
Yeah, that's where
Like,
I would.
yeah,
That's where I
like it was
picked it up.
one through line that whole way.
So they
And
just ran those universes into the ground to the point where they're like, well, I guess we burned the whole thing down.
I've read 18 issues of Silver Surfer, and in the last 3, I'm like, you're out of stories to tell. There's not, these aren't even good. You're like, well, now let's have him fight Spider-Man. Now let's have him fight the Human Torch. Now let's have him fight the Flying Dutchman from pirate lore. So I'm just finishing up Silver Surfer, and then I get to read spoilers because they put it right in the title, a graphic novel called The Death of Gwen Stacy. Which I'm like, well, that would probably been quite a twist if you didn't put it on the front of the book.
It's like the Dragon Ball titling convention. Here's everything that happens on the next episode.
Everything important. But I feel like I'm getting out. It seems like they gave me a lot of stuff right at the beginning of the 60s when Marvel kind of started. And then it seems like we're going to get at least into the 80s pretty quickly, which is good because my patience is wearing thin on the braggarts and the trapster and the fearmonger who's dressed like a KKK gentleman, and the fact that I've seen one black person in all the issues I've read combined.
Spider-Man still Peter Parker? When does Spider-Man become Miles Morales?
I don't know. They got
time.
30
Yeah,
years
that's
for that to happen.
in the 2000s,
Yeah.
early 2000s, I want to say.
Is he
I
black?
don't really know.
He's black.
Morales, yeah.
He's Spanish, isn't he?
Spanish, Mexican,
Okay.
something. I don't know.
I remember in the Marvel movies when they got Donald Glover cast for that movie, and everyone thought he was going to be
Yeah.
Black Spider-Man.
Wait,
would've
who
been
was
sweet.
he?
He ended up being the
He was a
the
weapons dealer or
Yeah.
something that sold drugs out of the back of his
Spider-Man.
trunk.
the Homecoming,
Homecoming.
the most recent one,
I didn't. Must have.
where he sticks him
He's
to the
small, really
to
small.
the car in the parkade and interrogates him,
Okay.
and he's like,
Oh,
"Man,
yeah,
unstick me! I got ice cream in the trunk."
Yeah.
Or
Yes.
some shit like that.
Yeah. What a dick Spider-Man is.
He's a dick. I assume he's going to be something in those movies because that's a pretty big name to get to be a guy who.
Yeah, Rando guy.
Yeah.
I think he's probably just a rando for
No
that
way.
one movie.
It's like
He's
the
not
Andy,
coming back.
It's like the Andy Serkis thing. You're like, oh, he was a throwaway, and then it turns out he's actually the main villain from a movie, fucking 4 movies down the line or whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That was from.
He was in.
I think it was Civil War. He got his hand cut off.
Age of Ultron.
Age of Ultron. Yeah.
Right.
Hand cut off, and then he turns out to be one of the bad guys in Black Panther.
I still haven't seen Black
Did I
Panther.
tell you guys that I watched Age of Ultron kind of on the build up to the new Avengers movie, and I totally didn't realize that he was in Age of Ultron. Like at the time that had covered between Age of Ultron and Black Panther, and that guy showed up, and I was like, "Oh, Andy Serkis making his debut in Marvel, in the Marvel universe." And then I went back and watched Age of Ultron, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's in this movie."
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. I'm gonna look at my my handy cheat sheet and let you know what I'm about to get up to in the comic book world, because I only have one issue of Silver Surfer left.
Kudos to you for actually like reaching way back.
Yeah, I want to know where I'm going on to Strange Tales.
Like that's
what is.
It seems to be Doctor Strange.
I imagine once you reach like the good stuff, quote unquote, in my opinion, like you're gonna be on the verge of just like burning out.
Yeah, I hope not. I'm trying not to read enough at one time that it burns out.
Are you enjoying them?
Oh yeah, totally.
That's good.
And they change enough in like their style from superhero to superhero. Like whenever I switch, like I'm starting to burn out on Fantastic Four, and then you jump to Silver Surfer, and it's like the kind of the themes and the art style even are totally fresh. And the first two jumps I've made have been like, oh, these are way better. But I think it's just because I get so tired of reading about the same superhero for 30 issues.
Yeah.
Strange Tales. It's Doctor Strange. But it's like issue 143 is the first one I read, which is weird because all the other ones were relatively low numbers.
There must be like a wrestling style. Here's everything that happened in the last 142 episodes.
This is just like the best stories told before 1998 or something. So I'm just doing that to kind of lay a groundwork, and then like the next like whole big thing I'm getting into is literally every comic in chronological order.
Wow.
Which that's probably where I'll burn out eventually. But
every Marvel comic,
make
the jump
every
to DC.
Marvel comic, I think I'm going to, if I do that, it'll be after, and after actually seems like probably I'll be dead by then.
Yeah.
So,
have you covered any X-Men yet?
They showed up at the Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman's wedding.
Oh.
That was rather nice of them to show up.
Yeah. They had to pretend not to know Professor X because no one knows that he's in charge of the mutants, I guess, at this time in 1960. Yeah.
Speaking of Marvel, I've been watching a lot of Legion. That show's so the highs are so good, and then some episodes you're like, man, I just feel like I wasted 40. Like, what the fuck was that?
Shit.
In season 2?
Yeah.
How many episodes per season?
10?
Gotcha.
It's okay.
Yeah. I think 10 or 12, something like that.
What's Legion?
He's the son of Professor X.
What are you doing?
Spoilers. There's a good reveal of that in the first season, but it's common knowledge. You just talk about it whenever. That's not a spoiler. Everyone knows
the comics since 1970.
Kills the boss. Everyone knows that.
Wow, there's another one.
Yeah,
for someone.
sorry. Whoops.
For one guy.
One
guy just got hit with the double whammy, and he's just like, fuck!
He just ripped his comic book in half. And then I'm gonna play Metal Gear, I guess.
God damn!
You talk about that show quite a bit.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's good.
2 episodes.
It sticks with you. It's got the guy from Suits.
Which guy?
I don't know, the main guy.
The main lawyer guy
Harvey
or the
Specter?
main con
The older
artist
guy or the younger guy?
Or not Suits,
Okay.
Mad Men.
Don Draper?
Yeah, that's the one.
Cool.
Good.
Yeah, he's doing he's only like voiceover narrator. I don't know what you would call him, an unreliable narrator. There's a literary term for it, but I don't know what it is. It's really good. It's really weird.
Cool.
Really weird.
I like all Marvel shit. I'm excited for that Tom Hardy movie.
Venom?
Yeah, Venom looks good.
I don't know.
I think I'm ready for a Marvel movie that is not tied in with all these other Marvel movies right now.
The thing I'm indignant about Venom is that like Venom should be tied to Spider-Man at least. And this movie looks like it has nothing to do with Spider-Man.
It might have to do with, like, whenever Sony takes their Spider-Man back.
Aren't you going to pop when Spider-Man shows up, though?
Yeah.
Just like,
Well, obviously, he's going to show up.
You think so?
All these movies have
No, I don't
tons
think
and
so,
tons
man.
of cameos.
Yeah, I mean...
I think
not-
this one's
but
actually...
they
This
don't-
one's not actually made by the Marvel Cinematic
Yeah.
Universe people.
They don't cross
Really?
the streams,
Yeah, there's
really.
no crossover with,
Oh.
like, the most recent Spider-Man. If there was any crossover,
So
it's a Sony movie,
What
isn't it?
studio's
Yeah.
making this? This is...
I think it's
Spider-Man.
20th century.
Look it up. I've got no idea. But it's
And
usually Fox via Sony.
In that case, then like, fucking...
Well, that's kind of
Why?
why. Exactly. That's.
I think that's what
kinda where I
I'm
am.
looking forward to. It is because it's like, oh, something where they don't have to worry about
Everything
where
else.
it goes or where it came from. It's just Tom Hardy, who's a phenomenal actor,
Oh, he's so good.
who looks like he's going insane, and it looks like it's going to be super dark.
I just finished watching. Oh, I forgot to bring it for you. I just finished watching a show that ran on the BBC called Taboo with Tom Hardy. Written, directed, acted. Maybe I want to say.
Sure.
Did
Do you
all
wear a
that shit.
top hat?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I've seen a picture of that. Is it
Good.
Yeah?
He's super good in it. Yeah, it's
Very good
really
actor.
good. Big fan. Big crush on Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
That's
Meh.
more-
Oh,
Kevin just isn't comfortable enough to admit to himself and everyone listening
He's a
that
cool dude.
he too has a man crush on Tom Hardy.
He's been in a couple good movies.
He was in Peaky Blinders, wasn't he?
I don't think so.
I
Was
think
he?
he was.
I think
I don't think
you're
he's- I don't think he's
stereotyping. Not all British people are in Peaky Blinders.
I don't think he's a recurring character. I think he made like one or two shows or whatever. But
I don't remember him. Maybe I haven't seen that far yet.
he's in like all of what's his name's films.
Nolan?
Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like a lot of them.
yeah,
he's very good.
Yeah.
What about video games? You play any video games?
I did. Let me look at my paper and
Yeah.
remind myself. I played Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon.
I've heard of that game.
Uh-huh.
It's a Castlevania-like.
It is Castlevania in every way but name, pretty much.
It doesn't have a whip.
You get a whip.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Alucard doesn't
Alright, I'm
even
in.
have a whip.
No, yeah, no.
You get 4 characters
Okay.
that you can right trigger, left trigger through at any point in the
on
game.
the fly?
Yeah, on the
Okay.
fly. You jump up in the air and mash it, and they'll just stay there while they flip.
Is that like is that the equivalent of like, now I'm Mist, now I'm a wolf? Now I'm...
Do they have like
Yeah,
different
they all have
characteristics?
unique powers and unique like maximum healths, and you start with one. You start with like the main guy. He's a red. I don't know any of their names. He's a red guy. He's got a sword.
Bever Trelmont.
Sure. And then I think there's 9 levels in the game, and the first 3 levels, you get at the end of the level, you get a new character.
Okay.
So then you're about halfway through the game. You have all of them to go through. There's kind of some branching path stuff where there's these skeletons that are like signposts, and they, I think, are pointing you to the optimal route through. But sometimes you don't have the right character alive to get that route. So then you're like, fuck, I got to go all the way down there and do this complicated platforming thing to get to where the skeleton was pointing to me. So you have a set amount of lives. You don't lose a life until you've killed all your characters.
Okay. What
So-
if 3 die and you've got 1 left though?
Then you have to stay with that character and you go until you die. So you got one who's like a very all-around basic guy with a sword. You have one who is very much more like the whip, a much better jump, like the one that feels the most like you're playing Castlevania. You get her. I've heard, I don't know if there's a spoiler, but I've heard she is the protagonist of the one that they're making.
Okay.
It makes sense.
It's just called Bloodstained, right? Is the full game?
Bloodstained,
The
I think,
other
is
game?
the... I think Bloodstained... I think the next game is Bloodstained : something else.
I'm going to look that up.
Look that up. And then
That's
you
what
get
I'm
a
interested in.
wizard who looks a little bit like Ric Flair. He has like no melee range because he just hits someone with his little stick, but he's got really good magic attacks. And then you got a guy who looks exactly like Alucard and shoots bats up in the air and can turn into a bat and fly around.
Ritual of the Night.
There you go.
Ha! Really?
Yes, Ritual of the Night.
They're pretty on the nose.
Yeah,
about
they
this
know
whole
what they're
thing.
making.
Yeah.
And they're... I'll look his name up because I
Yeah,
can
it's
never
the creator
remember it, but yes.
of the Symphony of the Night.
The game is very good. I beat it on normal and thought I was done. and then it said, you've unlocked Nightmare mode. And I was like, okay, that's just harder difficulty, which it is. It's the same level layouts. Enemies are tougher. Bosses are tougher and have some different mechanics. But it is continuing the story because something happens at the end of your normal playthrough that is the reason why you don't have a character in your Nightmare playthrough. So it's like a story continuation. So now I'm going to have to go through and play
So they start you from zero
Turning
again?
the castle upside down.
No,
basically.
you get the 3 because you finish the game with 4. Something happens to one of them. And then you're like, we need to go save/avenge maybe them. And you start with the 3. So it is picking up right where it left off. But you're playing the same levels.
Alucard turns reverse.
Upside down.
The thing in Symphony of the Night, it is another you're not turning the castle upside down. It's apparently a second castle that they don't see until the very end. They're like, how did that castle get there? I might have asked that at any point leading up to this.
Isn't it upside down, though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they just saw an upside down castle eventually?
Yep.
It's a different castle.
Yeah.
I think like the mist part, don't they?
Yeah, maybe.
Same designer.
Clouds.
He's got the holy glasses now, so now he can see it.
There you go.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's a really good game. People should play it. It's only $13.
Yeah.
And
Where do you get it? Is it?
It's on PlayStation for sure. It's on PC for sure. It's on Switch for sure. I feel like it's on Xbox, but I don't know about that.
What'd you play it on?
PlayStation.
Oh, I thought you said Switch earlier.
No, I actually didn't know it was on the Switch until Matt told me. And then I jumped in because I kind of got that feeling in my veins. I jumped into the Mega Man Legacy Collection, started playing through those again because I really like Mega Man games. I heard on the Switch you can rewind, like just your falls into holes. You fall into a hole and you're just like, oh fuck, and rewind it because it's too hard for people now.
In Mega Man?
In Mega Man.
That's kind of a cool thing.
I guess so. If you wanted to just like see everything in Mega Man, but I always thought
funky mode. Mega Man's funky
sure.
mode.
It was my favorite part of Mega Man, and my least favorite part was how difficult it was.
Yeah.
And how good it felt when you beat one of those bosses.
Bloodstained is coming to the Xbox or is already out. It sounds like it might be delayed. It's very hard to find information because
it's definitely out on those ones I said.
Everybody's just freaking out about it. Apparently it's very good.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
$13. I beat the normal mode in 2 hours. For what that's worth.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's not long at all.
No, I didn't get hung up on too many things. Maybe you can get hung up on stuff. Also, I played... So on top of the normal Nightmare and then whatever the difficulty after Nightmare, it's just question marks right now. There's also like a play style, which is veteran and casual.
I think that might be difference between being knocked back and not knocked back.
You don't get knocked back, and there are more checkpoints, I think. We're going to go with that. Fact.
You looked at me for confirmation. Yeah. I don't know.
There were 2 things that they said in casual mode that made the experience easier.
But. So this is Curse of the Moon that's available and for $13.
Curse of the Moon is available for $13.
Ritual of the Night
is still coming.
And might be delayed, Matt?
No, I think Curse of the Moon... Never mind. Ignore the delayed part.
Okay.
Because I don't know.
Curse of the Moon is maybe delayed for Xbox.
Oh,
the one that I'm talking about now. Symphony of the Night is going to come out at some point unannounced.
Ritual.
Symphony of the Night is out.
I mean, Ritual of the Night.
Is Curse of the Moon like required reading for...
I don't know. I didn't know anything that happened. I don't remember their names. The leader gathered these people as he went out to kill the bad person, and then something happened, and now everyone is going out to try and find one of their lost teammates.
Who is the bad person? Vampire-esque?
Yeah. Esque. It's about the moon. This is a moon boss. The final boss.
It's a werewolf.
Puts the moon on their head. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
She flies up, and you can see the silhouette of the moon behind her, and she has circular horns. And as soon as the moon gets in the horns, it locks in.
Yeah.
And she starts shooting fucking crescent moons at you and dropping Mars on your head.
Makes sense.
That's about right.
It's the final boss.
Is it cool looking?
It is Castlevania looking.
And
it plays really well.
So Symphony of the Night, what was that? That was a PS1 game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Looked incredible, right? Still looks
Still looks incredible.
Still looks pretty good.
Still looks absolutely
But
amazing.
I mean, I'm picturing these new ones, these Bloodstained games, to be like
this probably
just like a high fidelity.
This probably looks better.
Nice.
I have to imagine that it looks better than actual Castlevania 1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I'm just thinking like just sharp like sprites.
Yep. Good looking
like,
sprites.
Bright colors.
And like the stuff that isn't sharp, it looks like it is like if we made it any more sharp, it would look like a Super Nintendo game, and we want it to look like an NES game. So it's like it is like one of your characters are very one color. Like one of them is very red everywhere, and one of them is very yellow everywhere, and it almost looks like this like blur of red that then they drew very sharp lines in, and it looks cool. It looks neat.
It's a good
I like
look. It's like a weird like. It's not quite 8-bit. It's not quite 16-bit. It's so weird, you know.
And it has all the things that pissed you off about those games, where it seems like they put this bat in just the most fucking inconvenient spot in the world, and if you touch him, you bounce back 3 feet into like a gap that is put exactly where you would bounce back to if you hit the bat. Like, it's got all that going for it.
Yep. Castlevania's great.
Yeah.
I also played some Castlevania this week. Symphony of the Night.
I did not play Castlevania this
Well,
week.
sorry. I played another Castlevania Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
And it's so good. It's so fucking good and so timeless.
The game is very good. Like when I tuned in to your stream and I saw it, I'm like, fucking yes, this is the greatest of all time game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
I
Old
said
man
that.
stares at goats.
That's the man, just the man, not the old man.
Oh,
just
sorry.
give me a couple more years. It's like so many games have come along since that have tried to recreate that Metroidvania format, and Symphony of the Night is still, just
Yeah.
might be close to a perfect video game.
Mwah.
There's not much I can say wrong about it, so yeah, like I would agree.
The D-pad on the Xbox One controller fucking sucks and is so hard to, because all the spells are like fighting game motions, is so impossible to get some of the spells in.
Yeah. As a man playing Mega Man, I will confirm that I hate that D-pad.
It's so shitty, man. It's just like a third joystick. It's like it literally is just a third joystick.
I was playing Mega Man for a while with the stick.
Yeah.
For a while because I was like, this is better. This is better. And then I realized it wasn't actually better, but it shouldn't be a resort I need to take.
It's so bad. So that sucks. But other than that, Castlevania Symphony of the Night is definitely one of the greatest games ever made.
Yeah. I was like, I think it was Morrowind the day before, and I'm like, well, fuck, he's gonna be on this for a fucking while.
No, don't worry.
And then and then I tuned in the next day. I'm like, Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
That's
what
good.
a good fucking
That's
pick.
we're roping in marks like you,
Yep.
one game at a time. So we're gonna finish that.
No,
I'm pulling Oliver in with the ropes.
no selling it.
We're gonna finish that. Well, I guess by the time this goes up, we'll probably be playing it right now. If you're listening on Monday, comes to the end of that game. We're doing every secret. We're doing 208.6%.
Percent?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Holy
Is
shit.
that the final correct percent? 'Cause
That is, yeah.
You said like 100 different numbers over the course of.
That's also not true.
Yeah, I think that's the number.
Yeah, that
That's
game is so good. And it really helps to have a chat beside you being like, do this here. You need
For sure.
You need to walk over here and attack the third brick from the left, and then this thing's going to open, and then you turn to a bat and fly into this, and then if you wolf this side, the elevator down opens, and there you go.
So I don't want to come off as a hater because I think this is a phenomenal game. But would you call that kind of stuff perfect video game stuff?
It's a product of the time, right? It's Mortal Kombat fatalities
No, it's not.
all over. It 100% is.
No.
It is just this thing that you somehow need to figure out.
I don't know. Like,
A lot of it
I-
is...
picked up this game from my older cousins, and they're the ones that told me about all this shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know how they found it out.
No,
'cause,
that's
like,
how-
I mean, how old is that game?
That's how 94?
Really?
When did the PS1 come out? No,
I don't know.
It can't be that early, can it?
Crazy.
Very early. 94,
At any
95,
rate,
96.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
like I don't think the internet was like prolific enough to have like secret Symphony of the Night secrets.
No,
And
absolutely
And
not.
it's like every single person, because I'm like, how would you possibly figure this out? Because one of them, there's a rock that you, so the first part of the secret is there's a rock, and if you attack the sides, you can break a piece, and then you can walk through the rock, and there's an item in it.
Yeah.
So you do that.
Totally, yeah.
If you get the bat power, you go into the rock as a bat and fly against hold up and fly through, so you're rubbing the ceiling. and there must be a switch or something up there. You get through it, and then the second you hit it, you need to turn into a wolf, because that's the only way you can run fast enough, and you need to go flying down the other side and run into this door before it closes.
I remember that.
Unless you know the door's open, you never get over there in time to see it open.
What was in there? Do you recall that one?
No, an item or something.
Yeah,
but it's always like, how do you know this? They're like, my uncle told me. I'm like, yeah, it's about right.
Passed down through the ages, ancient knowledge.
We even there's like a super duper sword. Do you know about the sword that drops off the shmoo?
No.
You gotta kill shmoos over and over. You put all your like luck gear on to get better drops, and then you kill the shmoo over and over and over and over again. It's the flying head in the upside down castle.
Oh, no.
And drop some super duper sword.
Which sword?
It starts with the C. I don't. Kasingard Field.
Did you know that if you level up the sword familiar enough, it actually turns into a usable sword?
Did I know you could level up the familiars at all?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Yeah, the more you use them, they just level up.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There you go.
It's a weird game with a ton of secrets. Yeah. And like,
I think if you level up the bat, more bats follow you.
That's the one we're using right now.
Yeah.
It's bat. Yeah.
No. I think as a familiar, it's just one bat, but when you turn into a bat, more bats join you. Yeah, this is the type of shit about this game, you guys.
Yeah, and even like imagine getting that game and playing through it, and you're like, okay, I beat Richter. Oh, weird, it was Dracula behind the whole thing. Beat the game, 100% done, and then finding out like, no, if you do this special. And it's not that archaic to turn the castle upside down. But if you do this series of events, you turn the castle upside down, and there's more than a second half of the game. Like 60% of the game is hidden behind this turn the castle upside down ending.
I feel like the extra 100% of that game is
It's more because it's all the boss fights again, and then extra boss fights at the end.
Yeah.
But it's more than half the game.
Yeah.
It's the best half the game.
It's cool.
It's so
great
good.
Game.
It's very, very good. All the spells you just have to know. They're just motions, like back and then jump to the other side of the D-pad and do a half circle and then press both your attack buttons at once.
It probably picks up real good on that D-pad.
Oh, the best, yeah. There are parts where I'm just standing there like crouching, backing up, crouching, backing up, crouching, backing up for like 4 or 5 minutes. Well, 4 or 5 tries or whatever until I finally get it. But it's great. Oh, it's so great. We played another game this week on The Man Who Stares at Goats. Alleged Goat, The Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind, which we bought on Steam. Didn't run real great.
Now, I have a beef to pick with you.
All right.
Matt, as an old man.
Yeah. Just the man.
Oh, right.
Just the man.
When you floated this feature across our desk for consultation.
Brought it up in the brainstorm
That's
room.
right. I thought these were going to be games that you considered your favorite games of all time.
That's my
my
understanding.
Most of them have been so far, but I also can recognize there are a lot of incredible games I've never played.
Well, what happened when you played this one? You got a big.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it stopped. We gave up on it for technical reasons. It kept crashing. It just kept fucking crashing. But even though I was playing through it, it was like. I've played Elder Scrolls. I started at Oblivion and have looked at Daggerfall and played Skyrim and all that, and I sort of thought I knew what I was getting into. And then you get in there, and so I honestly thought the whole game was voiced going into it. This is a time when, like, Original X would be with 2000 and I don't know, early 2000s was Morrowind. A time when games had VO in them, and you get into it, and characters are talking to you, and they're like, "Hey, what do you? There's a dark elf or whatever. What are you sleeping here?" Da, da, da. And I'm like, "Oh shit, okay, yeah, this is like Oblivion with older graphics."
Yep,
totally in. The whole game is not voiced. You are given just a like list of topics in the dialogue section, which is literally just a huge list of like person, place, work, specific person, specific place. There will be like some proper nouns of like, if you're in whatever city name,
yep,
yada, yada, yada. And you were like clicking through them and going through text dialogue. So it was about when we got to that, like the first dialogue tree, where I'm like, oh boy, how do I get out of playing all of this? And then it just kept crashing on us, so it was no problem.
There you go.
Yeah. It was a weird time. There's like no compass. Speaking of like games where you just sort of had to kind of know what was going on, they just throw you in that world. We had an encounter about 2 or 3 hours in, we went into we saw a random cave on the, we were doing quests. We were in the area, the starting area, kind of where they start you off, and doing quests. Everything was about our level. Went to a cave, fought a dude, killed him. But while fighting that guy, our strength got damaged.
What?
Yes, our strength got damaged, so we couldn't. Our encumbrance went to 0. So we couldn't carry anything. And actually, I took all the gear off and was literally 0 weight wearing nothing and still couldn't move because I had 0 strength and didn't have any... I think we figured out we needed like alcohol or restore strength potion or something else to...
get your strength back.
Yeah, didn't have that.
Booze will always do it.
So basically restart the game, I guess. I hope that one of your saves you have before this is...
You can't just leave all the shit in the cave and go... No? Okay.
No, we tried. We tried that. We had to go back and save scum and load an old save and not go in there and fight that guy. And that was about the point where it was like, okay, well...
Clearly
doesn't sound like a goat.
This was made in the goddamn 2000s.
Sounds like a woat.
How do I'll see here.
Yeah.
And a lot of people love Morrowind, which was mainly the reason why.
Then they made way better versions of that game.
Yeah, they made newer ones. But it's like... Listen,
I will not argue that fact that they are newer, but...
A lot of people really seem to like Morrowind, so I don't want to shit talk it too much.
Where does that one... When did they create that one? That one's the one before...
Oblivion. So original Xbox era. It'd be PS2 Xbox.
Okay, then they made that one, and then Elder Scrolls?
They're all Elder Scrolls. Elder Scrolls 1.
Oblivion was next.
Elder Scrolls 2, Daggerfall,
and then
3, Morrowind,
with
Oblivion,
that
Skyrim.
latest one, yeah.
Skyrim still seems like a big deal.
Yeah, I was playing some... Oh, I didn't write down. I played a little Skyrim VR this week, actually.
What'd you think?
Skyrim. It's cool. It's the most time I spent in VR in a really long time.
Oh, wow. Did you like it? Did you think you could play through it like that?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's fine. The melee combat sucks because you're like just swinging a sword, and if you're me, you're just like rapid fire. So he's like, oh, he's dead. Oh, he's dead.
Does that actually work? Like the faster you swing it, the faster the sword goes in the game?
Yeah.
So is there any speed stat?
No.
Okay.
No. But you are losing stamina per swing, but eventually you get to a point where your stamina regenerates faster than you can use it, and you're just fucking literally slicing and dicing with 2 hands, cutting through the swaths, and actually that was pretty fun too.
That seems like a better way to play that game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Morrowind it was weird though, and I was completely baffled by do you really just have to restart redo your progress if you get to this point and hit this particular encounter?
No, you know.
What do you mean when you die and you don't remember?
No, when you get your strength damaged and can't fucking move.
Oh, yeah, I don't understand that.
It was crazy, and I had a whole chat full of people trying to help me fix it. It wasn't just me. There's people who played this game to the nth degree,
and they were like, "Yeah, you got to restart."
They were like, I don't know. Everyone got quiet, which I'm like, you fuckers, you come on. They're like, I don't know. Do you have any alcohol? I don't know. It shouldn't be doing that. It shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, yeah, okay.
They were just so shocked that you managed to get yourself backed up into this corner.
Yeah, so it was amazing. But anyways, it kept crashing on us. We played for I don't know, 7 or 8 hours, and it crashed 15 times. So yeah, we put it on the back shelf
and managed to get to level 2.
We made it to level 2.
Yeah,
we made it to level 2. So
7 hours.
Now you know. You made it to level 2. You know what that game is.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And then what? Oh, Skyrim VR. Skyrim VR it's cool. Don't play Skyrim like that the first time because you end up kind of skipping a lot of stuff with the teleport. Where instead of walking around this whole crazy thing, I can just fucking teleport straight up. Yep. I can just boop, jump right over, which is great if you've played it before because it's let's just fucking go. I want to do this dumb execution scene. I want to get my dragonborn powers. I want to collect all the cheese. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's cool. It's fine. It runs really well, at least on my system.
Good.
Yeah.
Portal. Talk about Portal. Portal.
Didn't we already
We've
do
been
that?
waiting to hear about Portal.
Didn't we already do that?
No,
what do you guys?
You played it this week.
Portal.
Did I?
Portal.
That's the problem with playing all these games all the time. Is just there's too many of them.
What
to
day of the
remember.
week was
Problem
it?
of streaming every day.
Just tell me what day it was, and I'll believe you. Yeah, also we played Portal 2, I guess, in our cavalcade of greatest games ever made.
If you can confirm that you have played Portal 2 in the last while, I can confirm that you did not play it before last show.
I have played in the last while. I didn't know if it was within last week. Yeah,
that was another one I tuned in. I'm like, fucking yes, this game's awesome.
So good. The writing is still...
I had no sound, which is too bad.
Now there's a goat.
Yeah. Oh, born goat.
But yeah, like you shot a thing and then you jumped and then you bounced. Like, that's a fun game.
That's Portal.
That's fucking it.
Shot the thing, jumped
and then I anticipated you playing it for like a couple days. Next day, it was Morrowind. I'm like, what happened to Portal? And
Finished her.
I beat it in like 5 hours.
It turned out I remembered like almost all the solutions.
Yeah.
Because I played that game like 20 times.
I imagine a lot of like time being devoted to trying to figure out those puzzles, but once you know them, you just whizzing through them.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't tune in for Morrowind, because I would have been like those guys who show up to the chat and be like,
what is this?
I thought he would be playing Bloodborne.
We're not Fortnite back on.
Disappointing. See you tomorrow, Matt.
And then you and I played Sea of Thieves.
Yes. Let's talk about Sea of Thieves.
The most fun I had with a video game this week.
As a on record Sea of Thieves hater, which I'm comfortable with being known as. That is definitely the most fun I had with that game.
Oh yeah,
in my 5 hours of playing it.
It was perfect. We, Yumi and our brother Warren jumped in, and so the new update came out, Hungering Deep, I think it's called. There's a megalodon there to fight.
Megalodon is a giant shark.
It's a giant shark.
I did not know that until he bit our boat.
Really?
Oh, really?
Nope. Totally didn't know what a megalodon was.
You haven't seen those previews for that movie that's called like Megalodon?
I have not, but now I will go in educated as a man who's fought a megalodon.
We grouped up. This new thing is in. We heard they added a storyline. We looked up how to do it, like a quest. They put a quest in to do. I will say the quest itself,
it wasn't very fun.
Sucks.
Yep.
Yeah,
it's very the rest of Sea of Thieves.
It literally was sail. Start at point A, find the man, sail here, do a thing, sail here, do a thing, sail. Not even do a thing, just sail here, sail here, sail
pick
here,
up my
sail
journal.
here, sail
Half
here,
of them
sail
were
here.
pick up my journal. It was just sitting there. Sail here, pick up my journal.
Yeah, and like you get. Maybe we were just interpreting the clues, but you get really vague clues that are like, I don't know, look it up on the internet, because it's like, go find the redhead barmaid. You're like, oh,
we're like, which one? There's 7 bars, and they're all like half an hour of game time in between them.
So we sort of ended up just looking it up, but we eventually found it, and through the whole thing, we knew that we needed at least 5 people to just get the megalodon to show up.
Yep.
And the way to get him is pretty interesting. We sort of ended up skipping over it, but you do this quest line for this dude, and then he starts whistling a tune. He gives you an instrument, and he starts whistling a tune. And if you play your instrument near him, you just kind of join in the tune. You pick up the tune. And then, between you and your other players, you have to never drop the tune. You have to get back onto your ship and sail out to the edge of the map without ever losing the tune. So
someone always has to be playing it. So Matt picks it up on the drum.
Immediately fucked it up, by the way.
Yep.
It's like, oh, I gotta go back. Turn around, guys. I gotta go back.
Picks it up on the drum again. And then we go out to sea. He's playing it on the drum.
All the while Captain Barris is up there.
Right. Well, we're all kind of with Matt, but he's just playing the drum. We're just with him.
But somebody's...
No. We've left the guy now. We've left the guy who whistles.
Sorry, no, but somebody's operating the ship.
The ship was just floating in the ocean.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
dropped
anchor
anchor
ashore to see this dude.
Yeah, we dropped anchor. We left the ship. If someone would have come and taken our ship, worse things have happened. So we get there, and then Warren climbs up onto the edge of the ship, starts playing the song because he could just barely get it from Matt because Matt was just almost too far away. And then he's playing it, so then Matt can drop the drums and climb up the ladder himself. So someone always has to be carrying the two, and then you're sailing the ship, and normally it's a 4-person ship we're sailing.
You can get by with 3 pretty easy.
You can get by, yeah, but it was made for a 4-player game. You can get by with 3 pretty easy. But then Matt couldn't help because he was playing whatever part of the tune we were on. So then you're trying to do it with 2, which then gets harder.
Is this literally hold X to play 2?
You're just holding the button. Yeah.
Which, when it's something as simple as just don't let off the trigger for 5 minutes, is the most
harder
stressful fucking thing in the world of they're going to be
because it's a long way back to that guy.
So mad if I drop this.
And then we also picked up somewhere on this quest this neat item where it didn't really affect us because we were using party chat. But if you're using game chat and talking with people on game chat, it's this thing that if you hold it up to your mouth and keep talking in game chat, it'll throw your voice a really long way right in the direction you're pointed. So it's meant to be used to be like, hey, someone come fight the Megalodon with us. We never did it because when we got to wherever the Megalodon was supposed to be, there was already like...
I think just one ship
there
was there
one
when we
ship
showed up.
there.
Yeah.
So he showed up.
A tiny ship. A ship for like two people, I think.
Yeah. It's a 2-player and a 4-player ship, really. You can do the 4-player ship with 3.
Bayak and one, like a merchant.
Yeah, Bayak and merchant, and the other one has to jump when Bayak gets on.
Yeah. Just indignantly shuffles over to the side of the boat when you take his paddle. And then, we... as the Megalodon shows up, music changes, and then over the course of fighting it, another 2 big ships showed up.
Yeah, a bunch of people came in and got sank as we were fighting it.
And at the end, we were the only ship.
No, there were 2 because we were gonna fuck those dudes
right, there was one more ship, and then if you don't know how the game works, as you're taking down, we're shooting the ship with cannonballs.
The shark.
The shark with cannonballs. Someone's got to be reloading the cannons. Someone's got to be, every time the shark bites you, holes are appearing in your ship and water starting to pour in. You need people bailing out the water while people are taking planks and hammering up the holes. So you have all these resources. By the end, we've been hit by the shark so many times we used up all our planks we had aboard. We are loading our own crewmates into cannons to shoot them to other players' ships to go steal their planks and bring them back to our ship, even though we're all on the same team. I'll be damned if we're going to be the ones to sink. So then when all was said and done and we knew the other ships didn't have any planks left because Matt had stole them all, Megalodon goes down and we're just like, we should sink that ship that we just killed them with.
So as we're doing this, we've used literally every single plank we have. Every single one.
We're down to a handful of cannonballs.
The ship is kind of broken into 3 levels. There's on deck, there's one lower floor, and then a second lower floor. And the water kind of rises in stages. So our second level is completely full of holes, 40 holes or whatever, around the entire thing. But because we haven't sank that low, it hasn't been an issue.
Yeah.
And so we are just seconds away from disaster because as soon as the ship gets any amount of water in it, that second floor is going to hit and the whole thing is just going to whoosh
we don't
down.
have enough planks to fix that first floor down.
And it was we couldn't have got closer. We could not have got any closer. It was so perfect.
I think I did this once in my life and I will never do it again, but I honestly think we had the perfect experience for that fight.
100%.
Where it was just 4 people, everyone kind of working together. And then got to the point where we seemed like we were going to sink, stole just enough planks, had used everyone's planks to fill all our holes and had 0 planks left. If we take one more hit, it's over.
Did these guys realize what you guys were doing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they must have. But the shark was eating them, so they had to
bigger fish.
Screaming curses
bigger
at Matt.
fish to fry.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well done.
So did you end up sinking that other ship?
No. Well, so it got too far away because it was a smaller ship, wasn't it?
I can't remember. Yeah, we couldn't catch it basically.
Yeah.
And also at some point we realized we are 1 cannonball away from sinking. We have 0 planks, and the first hole we get will instantly fucking sink us. So maybe we should we ended up ramming into them.
But then they ended up because they were going to see after you kill the Megalodon, you have to go see the guy who gave you the song at the beginning. So they parked their ship to go see him too because they were also done the quest. And we just lifted sails, full speed ahead, and just fucking T-boned them at the fucking docks. And I think we all died pretty quick after that.
Pretty much.
They pulled their guns out. So somehow Warren got separated from us. I think our ship sank.
Mm-hmm. I respawned right as we were going down, so I ended up spawning in the water basically.
Right.
And then you guys died right behind me and ended up spawning.
So we both respawned. Warren there's an option to kind of respawn on a ship farther away, whereas I swam to shore and me and Matt ended up together and Warren was a long way off. So we were hanging out with this crew of people just hanging out, everything was fine. We're oh yeah, this is great. We beat the Megalodon.
Playing our instruments together.
Playing our instruments together, having some grog. And then we knew as soon as Warren got on the horizon, we're just we're going to pull our pistols out and just fuck these guys up.
Immediately put our pistol to a dude beside his head and just boom.
And then I think we also died there because we were pretty outgunned. But I think that's about as much fun as you could ever hope to have in that game.
It was about 4 or 5 hours or something of Sea of Thieves, maybe even less. And I've got my fill.
And
I don't want to go back even.
The good part of that 4 to 5 hours was 1 hour.
It's true.
It was a lot of running around doing hey Matt, this is what the game is.
Yeah. it was my first time, so I was like, wow, the waves are so pretty. This is fun.
Oh, you can play your instruments together, and it like picks the same song if you're near each other. You can get drunk on grog.
I like the sad one. Let's play that again.
You can throw up in a bucket and pour it on someone.
But
that's good one time.
Yeah, even just in those 4 hours, it was already like hitting the edge of that game of like, so what else do we do? Oh, nothing, huh?
So what was the reward for like killing the megalodon?
A big figurehead
and drums.
The megalodon.
And you get the third instrument or fourth.
Yeah, you start the game with 2 instruments, and then you get the drum over the course of that quest. You don't actually have to kill the megalodon or do it, but and then you get a big figurehead.
And I think once you have the drums, you can. So I don't know. You can summon the megalodon again. I think it's just like in the boss fight area. It'd be kind of fun if you could just get 5 people together and summon fucking wherever.
That'd be neat.
Like, oh, these guys are doing this thing. Let's call our shark friend.
And then fucking abandoned ship.
The only other thing I would want to see from that game is like I would like to get sunk by the Kraken once, or fight the Kraken once and just see it.
Yeah, the moment the Kraken appears was the best part of that game until the Megalodon, because it's just like the rain picks up, the music's getting big, and then all of a sudden you see like 2 fucking squid arms on both sides of your ship, and if you don't fucking hit them with the cannons fast enough, they're just like whoa,
pull you down. It's cool, but that was cool. That game is such a fucking bummer, man.
Yeah.
Holy.
It's a bummer because of how close it is in a lot of ways.
Does that show any promise? Like,
totally. There's a really cool framework there of like, we just put that thing in space. Just put it in space and make these ships like,
or even like
ships.
Even at like, I'm totally fine with it being in the ocean, but just fill it with stuff like the Megalodon.
Sure, flesh it out.
Yeah. And there needs to be some sort of progression that isn't just kill 18 Megalodons and you should have enough money for a new hat.
Yeah. And the combat sucks. The gunplay, like the shooting and the sword fighting is
really bad.
Really bad.
Even shooting the cannons wasn't that great.
No.
Like, it wasn't like this tight feeling where I'm like, oh, what a shot. It was like, oh, there's my 5th cannon I shot at him, and that one hit him, even though I don't feel like I was very close.
They're a little fun if, like, it's a big, long, arcing shot into the horizon. You're like, oh, am I going to make it or not? I don't know. But it's... What a bummer.
Loading yourself into the cannon is one of the best parts. I thought about, when we were running low on cannons, I thought about like putting you in the cannon and firing you at the Megalodon.
Not a bun. He's doing the big like mouth open.
Yeah, you're just like shooting your pistol on the way through the air.
It was, I don't know. Fine. In 2 years, like when they flush that thing out and put more content in, it might be worth looking at.
Maybe Sea of Thieves 2. Who knows?
Crazy.
It sets the precedent. You could do some very cool, put 4 players on some sort of a vehicle and put them out in an open world with other players on similar vehicles.
Yep.
It's a fucking dope idea. It's the Star Trek bridge crew of the ocean.
It just doesn't seem that complicated to like populate this world with like cool quests and bad guys and
it just costs money, time and money, right?
Pirate like hijinks.
Mm-hmm. I think they got the pirate hijinks. I think that's the only thing they got right.
Yeah, the player pirate hijink, the player on player pirate stuff.
Like all the stuff you get drunk, you can. I think I really like the concept of just how you travel, where it's like, well, one guy's got to be looking out for islands because the captain can't really see from his wheel. Mm-hmm. Captain's obviously steering the ship. Someone's got to be like checking the map, navigating, being like, yeah, our line's still good. We're still heading to the island we want to do, and then someone's got to be manning the sails to make sure you're catching the wind in the right direction and everything. Like, I think that is well done.
Yeah.
In a way where it feels like you're doing just enough to make it feel like you're not bored while you're sailing.
And if any one person doesn't do their thing, you are fucked.
Yeah,
like, it's critical enough that you have to do that. You have to engage with that stuff.
You can't lone wolf this game, then?
It would be very
You could probably lone wolf the little ship.
Maybe.
I'm not sure
you would
how that
be
works.
like... I haven't sailed in the little ships either, but I'm pretty sure you would be like, at the wheel, set your heading... Run in front of the sails so you can see, make sure you're going the right way. Run back, adjust your wheel.
Check your map.
Yeah, move the sails back into the wind, check the map, move the line. Like, it would be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just what a bummer. Like,
yeah.
Close but no cigar.
They get close. The water's so
like
beautiful. Oh, the water looks so good.
It does.
Sounds like you guys had a really good experience at one time. So.
If I would have paid for this game and not had a free game trial pass, I would have been pissed though. Like this is a bad value proposition. Unless you're into like the multiplayer sandbox, we're gonna just make our own fun.
Just hanging out with friends, chatting with people. And...
But even there are better ways to do that. There are way better ways to do that for $80.
You paid $80 for Monster Hunter and played 0 minutes of it. So.
I played a little bit.
I
think I played like 6 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Could always go back.
That's probably.
Always go back.
I want to say that's almost probably more than I played of Monster Hunter.
Come on, we played lots, didn't we?
We didn't play lots. No,
I played lots.
I looked at Monster Hunter for a little while yesterday when I was trying to decide what I was going to play when I finished the Bloodstained, and went through looking at Monster Hunter for a while and being like, no, I don't want to. And then spending like 10 minutes looking at the Detroit purchase page. Being like, oh, I could probably do that one.
Detroit's good.
We should start doing discs. Kevin's right. Kevin's right. Next time a game comes... So Vampire's out from Life is Strange. Vampire's out this Tuesday.
Okay.
Vampire. And if it's on disc, I think I'll get a disc.
I saw that pop up in my YouTube feed of like things that you might like. What break it down? Break it down quick.
I have no idea. I know
it's
the
just by that
setting.
studio.
Yeah, you're a vampire in I think World War I or World War II. World War.
Should have been in high school.
And I don't. You are like you are drinking people's blood to see their memories, and then kind of deciding. It seemed you seem like an investigator, like a PI or something, or like a cop, and you're like, is this person guilty? Well, I'm going to look at their memories, and I can see flashes. I think. Again, I've just seen like a quick flash of a trailer.
I've only seen the title card. It's like
Pyre.
Vampire spelled with a Y.
Yeah. It's literally a pyre, a Pyre.
Okay, I didn't connect.
And
that.
there's a vampire, but there's no E on vamp. Never mind.
Yeah, I always vampire.
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 Yeah. Kev, what you been doing?
Not much, man. No. I've been playing more Wizard of Legend. I've managed to kill all 3 of the bosses now, so I'm like in my just learning and optimizing the fights mode kind of thing.
What do you got to do? Do you got to beat him better to unlock something?
Well, because there's 3 bosses before the big boss of the game. I assume.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then you got to beat all 3 of them before you beat the big boss.
I'm
trying to
find
not at the point yet where I have enough health.
Right.
Going into the next levels to consistently get far. So it's just a matter of just
get through those first 3
getting my
better.
motions down and getting the fights better.
Brother, you're playing Dark Souls right now.
It is. It's exactly what it is. But I mean, it's still fun unlocking the stuff, trying out the new weapons and everything and spells and good stuff.
Yeah.
But other than that, I went to a Weird Al concert yesterday.
Last night, yeah. Strange
Al.
The real news.
2 nights ago, Saturday. Yeah, it was good. It was the tour he was doing where he didn't do any of the cover songs that he's really, really famous for.
Okay.
So he did all like the original songs and like the B-sides from all the albums that nobody really who's not like a big fan of Weird Al would have ever listened to.
Okay.
Like, I mean, everybody who...
Were there some very disappointed people at this show? Or was this well advertised?
It was funny because...
I heard that it was,
it was really good, yeah.
Not classic Weird Al. It's more...
Well, it's like
his original shit.
It's like you ask an average person who Weird Al is, they're probably gonna know who he is, and they'll probably be able to name a couple of the songs that you see on YouTube, like White and Nerdy or something like that, right? But that
was the only one I could name. I was gonna yes and with you, but
the opening
Amish
act,
Paradise.
I can't. Fuck, what was his name again? He was a really big comedian in the '80s. With a really strange name. That's going to bug me now.
Back.
John Panette.
Oh,
no,
okay, sir. He died a number of years ago, as you
He
well
said
know.
he was in the 80s. He was big.
But he wouldn't be opening for Weird Al.
Oh, I missed that part.
Really slowly and has a weird voice.
Has he done like a shitload of Just for Laughs specials?
Yeah, what was he in?
Maybe. Let me just...
John Panette probably wasn't big in the 80s either.
No, he was like 2000.
My favorite Weird Al song was Jurassic Park.
Emo Phillips is his name.
Down to that one.
Do you guys remember Jurassic Park? The video was like a stop motion clay. Yeah.
I don't think I do.
It was to the song of MacArthur Park.
Oh.
Jurassic Park
Someone shut the fence off in the rain. No, I'm not gonna.
No.
Jurassic
I feel like I was
Park
just about
is
to get it.
frightening in the dark. all the dinosaurs are running wild.
I don't think Weird Al is very good.
This is
I don't enjoy what he's about.
I don't. Who's the opening act?
Emo Phillips. He's a really.
He was doing stand up.
Yeah, he's like a one-liner kind of comedian where he like has a statement that he makes and then immediately into the punchline kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And it was 30 minutes of that. And normally I really don't like that kind of humor, but a lot of his jokes were unbelievably funny. Because he has a certain mannerism that he delivers them in. And I mean, anybody can look him up on YouTube and see what I'm talking about. But
yeah.
Other than that, it was really interesting because they changed the set list for every single show they did.
Okay.
So
that's good. Keep it fresh.
We were looking
for all the Weird Al traveling fans.
Yeah, exactly. We were looking. A friend of mine and I who went to the show. We were checking out the set list from the Winnipeg show, which was like the night or 2 nights before, and we're looking through the set list and everything. Like, yeah, I know maybe a couple of these songs. Not too sure what most of them are, but and then he gets into our songs, and I'm like, well, none of these songs are on this list, and I know like a solid 80% of the songs that he's singing. It's like weird, but
weird.
Yeah, but near the end of the show, he did end up doing a couple of the covers. Like he does like the polka songs of like the mashups of all the hits from the era that are from where the CD is. He did kind of that thing with his songs, like his cover songs, except he did it like in a lounge singer style. So he's like singing his own songs as a lounge singer.
Weird guy.
Yeah.
Strange.
I was going to ask if he pulled out the accordion.
Oh yeah, he had the accordion out for most of it.
I was gonna
a lot of his songs have accordion in it.
Oh, really?
So are even his like not cover songs are like comedic songs?
Yeah, they're all comedic songs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
But yeah,
wasn't making sure there wasn't like a top 40 artist buried underneath all these covers somewhere.
And then the very last song he did the Star Wars Episode 1 song.
Okay.
Just as like the full version of it, just for like the one
American Pie.
Yeah, to the tune of American Pie. Yeah, I want to say it's The Saga Begins. I honestly don't know what the name of the song is. But yeah, it was a 10 out of 10 show. I'm really glad I went. It was $60 for the concert. So
damn
shit.
Yeah,
that's cheap.
Super cheap.
What was it?
Where?
Yeah.
I was at Enoch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys see Solo?
No, sir.
No.
Anyone care to?
No.
Eh.
I'm gonna see it when it comes to Netflix.
Yeah,
honestly,
Warren is trying to convince me I need to see it because, and I quote, there is some shit.
Something happens in that movie.
Something
happens.
Shit.
Yeah, it is because I went into Solo being like, I feel like everything I've heard about this movie and everything I've seen in the trailers makes this look like a movie.
It looks like a generic action movie. It looks like a completely generic action movie.
Yeah, and then it was just like the shoe drops, and then it's like, okay, if I view this movie as paying $12 just to see the shoe drop, and then everything else is gravy, this was fucking money well spent.
So I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but Han Solo is the most interesting character to me, and hearing that they were going to make an origin story about him, I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. And everything totally looks cool about it. I kind of want to see it, but I've been hearing like negative stuff.
I think all the negative stuff spawns from the fact that no one can possibly be a good young Han Solo.
How does that guy do?
I think he probably does as good as you could hope, maybe.
Also, everyone hates Star Wars.
It's true.
Every time a new Star Wars movie comes out, it is the worst. I can't believe you're ruining everything I love.
Yeah,
this is the worst abortion. How dare you? I'm going to kill you, Mark Hamill. Like all this shit.
I totally left that movie happy with the money I spent, and the thing that happens, the some shit, is like, are you fucking kidding me?
Does that have ramifications for stuff?
No, it's not going to have ramifications.
I should just
it's going to be like
what
fucking
some shit is.
Han Solo and Luke Skywalker are cousins or some stupid shit like that.
That's what I want out of Rogue One. And I mean, I guess it does.
It has ramifications that you already saw.
Yeah, I wanted ramifications. I want to see stories that have ramifications for these new movies.
They untie an end that you look at that and you're like, someone's going to tie this up at some point.
I'm interested in that. How was Donald Glover in it? Young Lando.
He's good. He's good. Yeah. I think he was better at being what was that guy's name? Ron, the original Lando.
Oh,
Billy D. Williams?
Yes.
yeah.
I was gonna call him Randy D. Williams.
You guys are friends.
Yeah, he does very good. Like the high collar, cocky look. There's a lovable droid. Like there always. There's a lot of like, and this only works if you are a Star Wars fan. There's a lot of like, oh, that's I know what they're referencing there. Like the whole movie. Oh, I don't know if it's a spoiler. Maybe I shouldn't say it.
Not.
I mean,
I probably won't catch
it's better
that
to be
stuff.
safe.
There's a very famous Han Solo claim to fame
Oh, yes.
that this movie kind of centers around. Is
Yes.
You know what
Is it about
Maybe.
shooting first?
I was also thinking that.
no.
Is
Okay.
it the parsec
Okay.
thing?
Yes.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's not a spoiler. It's like a big part of the movie is the Kessel Run.
Okay.
Which
That's what it's called.
yeah,
Sure.
Which he always says, I made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs.
How can that's a unit of distance? How can you do it in 12? That's not time.
Is that actually? I didn't even know.
Yeah,
that.
that's
No,
the,
it's obvious
that
how he
the-
can do it in 12 parsecs.
But isn't that this like?
Get
Isn't
it in
that,
the
isn't that the,
spot.
I'm gonna
Get
push
it in
my
the-
glasses up?
Cuts
Like,
through an asteroid field or something.
no, it's not. It's not a unit of time. It's a
Yeah,
unit of
but-
distance.
but
No,
maybe
exactly.
it's,
Oh,
like,
so the Kessel
Kessel's
Run's
this
like,
far away.
The Kessel Run is actually like 20 parsecs.
Yeah, but he did it in 12 because he went a different route.
Spoilers! I feel like we just cracked the code. Is that some shit? That was what Warren.
That's some shit.
Warren is Mr. Pushes glasses
Yeah,
up.
there, you went
Parsecs
through
or
an
distance,
asteroid
not
field.
time. Fuck this movie. And then, oh yes, all right, I'm in.
And yeah, there's like there are like stuff like the Han shot first thing. There are just little like things where you're like, I know what you're doing there. I know what you're trying to say there with the Han shot first. It's a lot of stuff for like diehard Star Wars fans where you're like,
Which is odd because I
Yeah.
bet they hate that. They
Those-
hate
those are
everything
the
that
ones
isn't
that
the
are
original
shooting it down.
throne.
yeah, but they're making it thinking they'll love it.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna wait for it to.
Yeah, I think I'm.
Listen. I gotta make budget cuts somewhere.
You should
and
look up the thing then.
I might.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll make me want to see it.
It's
But then I
fucking-
might never see it. Is the thing. I might wait and watch it in like months.
Sure.
Or I might look it up and then never end up watching it.
I like the fact that they set up stuff for future movies.
Yeah.
That's got me interested.
Because I think the next Star Wars story is Boba Fett.
Cool.
Well, the next one will be episode 9, shouldn't
Yeah,
it?
but the next like the
the
next
next
in
side
betweener.
story?
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, I thought it was good, and
Yeah.
I went in with low expectations, which maybe helped. But like I said, once that I was like, this movie is not the best movie I've ever seen, but this movie's better than I thought it would be. And then the thing happens, and I was like, fucking great, fantastic. This is so dumb, but this is so perfect.
It's got me interested.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's got
I'm
me
looking
interested.
at the hook.
yeah.
We'll see. Did anybody do anything else I wanna bring up here? No.
I played more Detroit, which continues to be good. I mean,
Continues to be good because I'm looking for a reason to buy that game.
It's good.
Yeah.
I don't want to make you spend money that you don't want to spend.
Oh, I'll spend it. You're making me. You're letting me spend money I want to spend.
Keep in mind, there's a man who doesn't like God of War.
Yes.
I have
Can
something
we
to say
trust
about,
him?
I have something to say about God of War as well. But I mean, like, I like those games, and I don't know. It's telling me a story, and I'm doing barely anything. And this is exactly the type of game I like now.
And it's a good looking story.
Yeah.
It's very polished the way
Yeah.
they present it to you.
And some of these choices and some of these situations they put you in, like I seen the man hit his daughter. I'm like, holy fuck, they actually did that.
You can't do that. Spoilers.
We should maybe almost do a Detroit. I have things
do
to
it.
say
Do
about
it.
it. I have
Make me
things
buy
to say
it.
about it.
Make me
You
buy
should
it.
buy it. You should buy it.
I won't
Put a
say-
spoiler
I don't
cast
wanna
on the table and make me buy that game.
I don't want to say anything, but everyone who played along live on the stream knows that we collectively all had a moment when the daughter got hit. We all shared a moment.
Yeah.
That came back around at the end. Of like,
Cool.
yeah.
So there's that flow chart that happens at the end of each chapter, and you can check the world stats and you can check your friends' stats. I don't know how many of my friends played, but I think it's just you because it's always
100%.
It's always 100% or 50, and I'm like, fucking.
Just you and I.
I kind of want to get that game.
You should get it. It's good.
You'd probably.
It's totally good.
You wouldn't.
I wish it was.
hate it.
I wish it was $20 cheaper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I wish it
80
was
is just
60
so
instead of
much.
80.
80 is
just
so
so
steep
much,
for
man.
games.
Imagine
Oh, crap.
if it was on a disc.
I know, I do every day now.
You guys get halfers.
And then I played a little bit of God of War, and there's the part where I'm still climbing up that mountain, but there's a dragon that attacks, and that hooked me. I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to see more of this.
Now you're getting there. Now you're getting into it.
Yeah. And
still climbing, like you haven't.
No, I haven't played since like last
Mimir
week.
even.
No.
Jesus, get Mimir and then do the side stuff.
It's honestly,
it's just a third voice to give you context for the world.
One of those dragons isn't side stuff.
That's that main one. That's the main.
Two of them are side stuff. One of them is.
Yeah, I think you did the main one, right?
Yeah, I'm climbing. I'm on an elevator and it attacks me.
Sorry, this is last week when we were talking about it. He was like on his way up he was clearing the black smoke or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just don't know if it had anything to do with doing side stuff.
Oh no, it's just like
I'm trying to mainline story now.
If you play like an hour,
and like those cutscenes are like, holy fuck, those are good.
Oh yeah. The way the camera like just fucking pulls in and out of them is.
There is when you get to what's his name, Mimir.
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 Mew Mew.
Mimir.
There a charm goes into that game that is refreshing.
He immediately, I think the first word he says to you is brother, and it was love at first sight.
Yeah.
Too sweet. Oh, you don't have any arms. Never mind.
Is he a fish?
He's a head. No, he's a head.
Oh.
He's a man.
He's a human.
What is a man?
Yeah, like that was enough to like make me want to come back.
I think he's a satyr. Actually, I don't know if he's human. I think he's a satyr.
I would think he's probably not human, considering he's just a detached head.
He's not a fish.
Not a fish.
He's just a head now. Why do I think he's a fish? Why? It just sounds like a fish name.
Marine,
Mir. Anyways, that's what I was sort of missing from this game, is those big set pieces.
Can't just stereotype fish names.
I don't think that the set pieces. I don't think you ever get them like you got them in the original trilogy.
No, you won't.
Bad.
You won't. Yeah. The set pieces are like the fight with the stranger is like one of the set pieces.
Yeah,
they're a lot more like. The set pieces are for me. They're like the parts where I can't tell if this is cinematic or if I'm actually pressing the punch button and making him punch.
And that it's better than set pieces in a lot of ways, but it's also they're not doing as much with it. But there are a few where it's like this. It feels like there's just enough game going on that I'm like flying through the air punching someone, and I'm like, there is stuff going on behind me. Yeah. It feels like I'm actually doing something in this fight right now, so I can't look at it.
And I think it's like a matter of scale as well too, because like in the original game, the first time you meet that big world serpent, it would pull way back, and you'd see little tiny Kratos and big serpent, and that would be your moment of like, holy fuck, this thing is big.
Yeah.
And they just don't do that stuff anymore.
I guess so, because I had a degree of that with this big dragon. Yeah. Cool though.
You should do. Is there difficulty on those?
Yeah,
there is. Normal? Or are you playing on anything but the easiest?
I'm not having trouble with the combat.
Okay, but if you ever do, you should just turn it on easy and go.
It'll start to rope you in.
But like, that's the stuff I want. Again, like a cinematic thing that I just push forward and fucking let it tell me a story.
There's some really good, like Matt said, scale moments where you're like, whoa.
Yeah, Jormungand is very big.
Yeah, he's big. World Serpent.
Jotunheim.
Oh, yeah.
There's a moment in Jotunheim where I'm like...
it's such a fake out.
Yeah.
Like, just start cracking out the knuckles. You're like, here we fucking go.
And I like Kratos. Like, his like, just gruffness is...
Yeah. He has... a lot of people give Kratos shit for being, especially in this game, this, like, just one-dimensional, like, I do not laugh, and that's it. But he has an arc. Him and Boy both have arcs that they go through. And I think Kratos' arc is very good.
I understand.
Just keep playing.
Just find his frustration.
At least get up to the second weapon, and if you're not hooked when you get by the time you get the second weapon, then I think then it's.
I understand like having like a focus and doing something and not goofing around, and this kid's goofing around. I'm like, boy,
he tastes the back of your hand.
Yeah. He'll have he'll go through some stages.
Okay, yeah,
like all young men do.
You went through Alfheim, like you said.
Yeah.
So you got to the point where he starts being a little bit of a shit to you coming out of Alfheim.
Yeah. He's like, yo, mom wouldn't do that, or
mom's
be better if mom was here.
Yeah.
You fucking dick. And
also, it's endearing.
Alfheim.
It's endearing when he says that shit, and then Kratos is like, "Hey, you don't understand."
Yeah.
Because apparently he felt
fucking you. Yeah. Kratos, he doesn't understand.
He felt something for this lady. I'm curious as to who this lady is.
Keep playing.
Yes.
Keep playing.
There you go.
Yeah, it's very good when you find out who she is.
All right.
Anybody else got anything they want to? We played a little bit of D&D and used Roll20.
Oh yeah, tell me about Roll20.
It's like it's hard to sell on a podcast, I think, but it's a very user friendly sort of. Well, maybe it's not that user friendly.
It's user friendly once you kind of get taught how to use it.
Yeah, it's a very full featured way to play D&D online, where all your like character sheet and your dice rolling and like keeping track of all your spells and stats and whatever, and a lot of that stuff is automated, where it's like. Very much like, say, Dragon Age. I'm going to click this spell, and it's just going to spit out the numbers and tell me if I hit or didn't and how much damage I did, and it sort of streamlines a lot of that shit, so you can play online a lot easier.
Yeah, and the battle grid part of it is really, really cool, because you all have little tokens that you just move around the grid, and you can draw a ruler and see exactly how far everything is from each other, and it's just...
I don't want to sound super nerdy. Well, whatever. I'm on a video game podcast.
I
had an awful lot of fun today, like looking at I was playing a sorcerer, looking at my spell ranges and like putting the ruler on my dude and like, okay, 30 yards, and then drawing like a 30-yard circle and like, I can hit all these things, or if I move here, I can hit all these things. And I had a great day just fucking measuring distances.
It's nice when something does all the math for you.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
It is. That said, I really, really like rolling real dice. Like, if it rings so hollow, like, critical hits, natural ones, everything feels completely like, well, it's just a number on a screen, whatever.
Yeah. Well, here you're like, if that dice is just rolling awkwardly or something, and you're like,
yeah.
I see a 20.
Everyone at the table is looking, and then when it lands, everyone goes, oh, or whatever.
Yeah, I get that.
I still prefer playing in person, I think. Oh, always will. What can you do, though? What about you, Kev? What's your optimal?
I mean, playing in person is great. It's definitely the way to do it, but if you can't play in person for whatever reason, or the people you play with are over great distances, then absolutely Roll20 is amazing.
Yeah, it definitely. I think it's the best way. Well, it's the only way I've tried to play online. So
yeah,
what do I know? But it's a very good way.
What's the role play aspect like? Are people?
I mean, we were all on Discord, so it was pretty much the same as you would expect.
Yeah, like doing it's so similar to doing, like, we used to do this podcast over Skype years and years and years and years ago. It's so similar to doing a podcast online of like, you need visual cues from people, especially when there are 6 people trying to collaboratively move as a group and be like, yes, we do this, yes, we do that, because it's a lot of like, okay, there's 15 seconds of silence. Are we ready to go? Should I be like, we go downstairs, or like?
Yeah, now you imagine that's weird. Like, it's a new group and nobody's really taking lead, and there's that weird silence where...
And then we all do the thing where we all start talking over one another. Oh, no, you go ahead. I just wanted to fill the silence. They're like, oh, no, you go ahead. And you're like, oh, fuck, we go downstairs. There's a lot of fun, though. I really love D&D so much.
Good.
It is. You gonna go for a break?
Once a month D&D?
Yeah, I'd play some once a month D&D.
I mean, yeah, sure. You know, D&D's like sex, I guess, once a month. I'm not going to say no, but wouldn't it be way better if it was every week? Let's go for a break. We'll come back here and do the second half of the show and see you here, other side of this musical break. Folks in the chat, if y'all got some emails or questions or any of that shit, I saw Zach threw one up there that we'll address. I don't have any email section this week.
Oh, shit.
Denada. Apparently we answered everything in the world correctly last week, so we don't have to do that part this week. Yeah.
Not even any corrections. I've been watching All Systems Goku.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's crazy.
Really good.
It's crazy how, like, I know what they're watching because I remember watching it. But, like, it's crazy how these guys are, like, I don't know if they're, like, feigning entertainment or if they're actually entertained by it.
I think they are actually entertained by it.
Sometimes I think Jeff is putting on the gimmick a little bit.
He says he's not digging it often enough that I feel like he is saying when he's not digging it.
I just like...
I enjoy it, but
I love the idea of, like, wouldn't it be weird to watch Dragon Ball Z as an adult with, like, critical thinking abilities and,
I've watched Dragon Ball Z within the last year and a half.
I've watched it within the last, like, few years. I watched Kai within the last few years, but because I watched it as a kid, I'm just like, this is all me. I'm totally...
watch it for the first time.
Like fresh.
The part where Nappa yells, "I hate the media!" I didn't even register with me until they brought it up.
That's great.
Fuck, I hate the media too.
Hey, I'm the media.
Did you hear, Brandon, about this weird D&D thing that was going on this weekend that the Big Show was a part of?
What? No, that sounds fantastic. I hope he was a dwarf.
Bill Willingham.
Yeah, a bunch of...
Joe Manganiello.
I know who that is.
Yeah.
Despite you not being able to say his name.
Yeah, another dude and the Big Show.
Yeah.
Huh. Who was the first one? Willingham?
He's one of the voice actors and one of the guys on Critical Role.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. It was apparently like all big dudes because Travis is a big dude.
Yeah.
Big Show's a big dude.
Yes.
I don't know if that Joe guy's a big
He's
dude.
a big dude, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like a muscle meathead.
Yeah, that's
dude,
like
yeah.
that was like the gimmick of the episode they were doing was like all big dudes.
Good.
Did you listen to it?
I didn't listen to it. No, I heard about it, but I've been busy all weekend. So
Big Show has a very good Kratos beard, or at least he did the last time he was on TV. I don't know if he still
Apparently
does.
he's big into D&D as well.
Good.
Yeah.
There's a major crossover between wrestling and like any nerd culture thing. Yeah. Comic books. CM Punk's like one of the biggest nerds in the world, and he's like a wrestling icon.
I mean, to be fair, like the Big Show's job is literally to role play in real life.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's interesting.
to switch to D&D is probably super easy.
He played the New Year's Baby once. He's got a wide range. He had to cry. He's probably cried as much as most wrestlers on screen. He had to feign that he shit his pants after Eddie Guerrero gave him bad tacos, I think. I don't remember if it was puke or shit his pants. One of the two.
Jesus Christ. What's going on in wrestling nowadays?
I don't know. I haven't watched in like 2 weeks.
Oh.
Either show.
No?
No.
Man's filling his time with comic books.
I'm willing, like,
Oh.
for
He can
me,
only have one imaginary storyline thing
That's
in his
right.
life.
for me, I will read comic books when I watch wrestling and just look up whenever something interesting's happening. But I will only watch wrestling if Warren is watching wrestling, like the night wrestling is on. Like if he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna watch Raw," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I'll come out and watch Raw." If he doesn't watch it and just watches it like after I go to bed or the next day or something, then it'll probably not get watched for the week. For better or worse.
If you burn out on Marvel, like a good palate cleanser is all that, like Batman.
Yeah,
So-
Batman is the one that like stands out because like I've talked to a lot of people who are like general comic book fans instead of Marvel fans, and they've been like, Batman's the best comic.
Yeah.
Like,
There are other good ones, like independent ones that I have. Like Saga's really good. I got the complete one. So if you ever need a palate cleanser, let me know and I'll give you that.
Walking Dead's always I thought looked really interesting,
Walking
like
Dead's
visually.
really good too,
I like zombies. Can never get enough.
Not nearly enough.
But yeah, I find like if I read a few of the trades in a row, I'm like, fuck, I need something new.
Yeah.
So I'll like jump over to something else.
Yeah, and it's good because I usually don't read it on personal time, which means I usually am not reading it with that like I could be doing something else mentality. It's always when I'm working, which is like that's when you enjoy it, is when you're like, I'm not working right now. So
I'm getting paid for this.
yeah. But then every now and then, like if it's like if I'm in the middle of something really good at work, then I'll go home and finish it because I'll want to more than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't spend a lot of time, and it's another like I said, wrestling's a good thing where it's like I don't want to devote all my attention to either of these things, but I want to devote half my attention to both these things. That's where I'm happy.
What's going on with The Miz?
I don't know. I was just saying I haven't watched it in 2 weeks. I assume he's gonna do something with Daniel Bryan at some point.
Are him and Matt Hardy on separate shows now?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I thought I saw a thing on Twitter that made it read like The Miz was waking or breaking or woken or broken.
Unless something happened in the last couple of weeks. The last time I watched, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt were tag team champions on Raw. And The Miz had just been drafted or traded to SmackDown and was probably going to eventually start something with Daniel Bryan because that's the big feud everyone wants.
Yeah, well, that was like...
Going back a long time
Miz.
before Daniel Bryan could wrestle.
Yeah. Year 2 years ago, whatever it was.
When he had that blow up on Talking whatever. Talking Smack, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Who blew up? Miz blew up?
Miz blew up at Daniel Bryan in a way that people
real
thought,
promo.
thought might not be entirely fake.
The man's just
So
so good
it
that
probably
he makes
was
you
entirely
think.
fake.
Yeah.
Yep. He said some very mean things.
Yeah, rude.
That's good.
I'm just
gonna
put out a quick little tweet here about we can use some questions if anybody wants to. If anybody's down to fuck with that,
I can start sending emails.
Just sure.
Under like pseudonyms.
Sure. I mean, I'll pretend it's from someone different if you do. Oh, weird. Brando and this other person wrote this in this week.
Yeah.
Strange.
Weird. Let's just take the other guys.
Yeah, it's probably better. Second. I mean, you guys don't have to stop talking.
Send an email.
Boy.
Let's see what else I got on my top 20 stories to read. After Strange Tales. This is the Kree Skrull War.
That's Guardians of the Galaxy?
I think it is an Avengers comic arc. But
okay.
They are both names I've heard in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
The blue people are
Kree? But isn't Captain Marvel also Kree?
Oh, spoilers!
That's
Is she?
like
I don't
that's
know
like
if
in
that's-
the
I don't think.
either that's wrong.
I don't know if that's true.
Either that's wrong or that's like in the advertising for like the character. Or it's like, oh yeah, well as you know, she's a Kree lady, she's super strong.
No, I sort of wondered what her deal was.
I thought she was just like.
She totally
human.
might be. I might be thinking of.
I don't know
something
anything
totally
about
different.
Captain Marvel.
Howard the Duck. I'm gonna read some Howard the Duck.
Does he have a whole series?
Got at least 33 issues.
I don't know how much more past 33 you got.
The Uncanny X-Men.
There you go. X-Men.
Ooh, there's a lot. That's probably the most.
Yeah.
What is it? Number 1 to 68.
It's number 94 to 131. They seem to be doing kind of a like a
that
jump
actually
around.
sounds like a lot of the Dark Phoenix stuff is right around there. I want to say.
Oh, that could be
Is that into the 90s?
I
Does
couldn't
have
tell
dates?
you, but I'll give you a little brief synopsis.
Yeah, the Dark Phoenix stuff is really good. Like, X-Men stuff is really good.
It is apparently a lot of what the TV run it was based off of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The TV run. I tried to go back and watch it because it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
Doesn't hold up.
Doesn't hold up so good. There's a couple like just what look like just stories, like Iron Man Demon in a Bottle. I don't know what that is.
That's one I heard is really good. I've never read it, but it deals with Tony Stark's alcoholism.
Oh, I was about to get there.
The Life and Death of Captain Marvel. It's the name of the issue.
It's the first Captain Marvel. Or the second, or the third. I don't know.
It could be.
Is she like a Green Lantern?
It's not Brie Larson.
Is it like a
Yeah, it's a
now
mantle.
you have
It's
the
a mantle.
Marvel mantle. Also, it's named the same thing as our company. We round of ideas, I guess.
To be fair, they used to also have a Captain Marvel, MAR-VEL.
Didn't someone tell me that her no, I'm probably mixing this up.
Secret Wars is supposed to be a big
Captain
thing,
Marvel's name? Is she someone Marvel? And she's
I
like,
think
oh,
that's
you're
where
Captain Marvel.
Peter Parker
And
picks
then
up the Venom symbiote.
No, Captain
okay.
Marvel was
Originally.
like a completely different character.
sometimes the names in comic books really bug the shit out of me.
right? Silver Surfer Rebirth of Thanos.
Oh.
All these, I can't take all
All
these
these
spoilers. I can't
spoilers,
take all
eh?
these spoilers. Stop it right now.
Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt. I've met Kraven.
Oh, Kraven.
I
Okay.
met Kraven in like the third issue of Spider-Man, and he
shit.
seemed like a real loser.
I remember him from the comic books. Wears like a leopard skin, I think.
Yeah,
right?
he's like talking to birds and shit.
Who's the Rhino? Is it Rhino?
Rhino.
Is that Spider-Man or is that a
Yeah.
different?
Yeah, it's Spider-Man.
Rhino and there's somebody else, isn't there? Who's the other number two? So it was Rhino and someone else. They were always a pair.
Rocksteady.
That's
it's
probably
Bebop.
what I'm mixing up. That's probably where I'm getting mixed up.
I feel like Rhino was just a one guy.
He was literally just a dude who, like a big man who wore a rhino horn, right?
Yeah.
He didn't.
I
have,
think
he
he had-
didn't have a horn.
In that
wasn't
Andrew
what it-
Garfield movie, he was like a big fucking like mech.
Fucking Paul Giamatti,
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
that's
it?
right.
I think so. Yeah.
Was it really Paul? God, that movie,
Paul Giamatti.
man.
Those ones.
Those movies weren't. I didn't think
I
those were
thought
as
they
bad
were-
as people thought they were.
I remember liking the
Better than the
I remember
Toby
liking
ones.
the first
Yeah, me
one.
too.
Yeah.
What? The first two Toby ones are great.
No.
I don't mind.
The second one is very good.
I don't
It's-
mind the first two Toby ones. I just think the Andrew Garfield ones
Yeah,
are better.
I agree.
The second Andrew Garfield one was bad.
The second Andrew Garfield one was so
That was the one
good.
with Electro, right?
That was the
Electro. Jamie Foxx's Electro.
that was the death of Gwen Stacy arc.
Yep. Oh, that's a great scene.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Man,
I remember losing it when that happened because
Yeah.
as soon as they announced that Gwen Stacy was the love interest
Yeah.
instead of what the hell else her name
Mary
is,
Jane.
Mary Jane.
Marijuana Watson.
I knew that was how it was going to end, but I thought it was going to be like a trilogy, like three
Right.
movies like the other one. So when it happened in the second movie, I was just like, what the fuck?
It's great.
Who was the Green Goblin in that one? Was it the
Willem.
Green?
No,
not-
no, in the new
Oh, and
ones.
then
In
It's
the
that
Andrew
kid who
Garfield
was
ones.
in.
Oh yeah.
You know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
I
the
see his
Toby
face
ones
now.
are so good. Willem Dafoe is the Green Goblin.
He was pretty good.
Oh, he's so good.
He's
He's
pretty good.
like
Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is
yeah.
probably the best part.
Willem
of that.
Dafoe as Green Goblin is I think because the movie as a whole isn't as much of a called a masterpiece as Nolan's Dark Knight.
Sure.
But Willem as Green Goblin and Heath Joker, Heath Ledger as Joker.
That's the same thing.
They're
It's
right up
the
there.
same
They're right
thing.
up there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
One
performance.
just won his Oscar, and the other one was robbed.
One, yeah. One is acting, and Willem Dafoe is just Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
fucking
come on. We all
sinister.
know he never would have got that Oscar if he didn't die.
Yeah,
So
it could be. It's tough to look at it objectively.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll never know.
That Joker was a really good Joker.
Yeah.
Ledger's
That Green
Joker.
Goblin is a fucking really good Green Goblin. Doc Ock.
Then his kid,
Oh,
like,
I mean, that's
first two
just
movies are
because
so
that's
good.
just because
Dr.
Willem
Octopus
Dafoe
was
Those
is a
first two
fucking
movies are
great
so
actor.
fucking good.
but like everyone in those movies were like villains, and then they like reformed, except
Yeah.
for Green Goblin.
Well, didn't
Well, he would have had he not
Had he not
died.
killed himself.
Green Goblin and Hobgoblin totally separate? Or are they at all?
One's
Yeah.
his- well,
Father,
in the
father son, yeah, always.
yeah,
No,
Always?
Yeah,
I don't think
oh, I
so.
didn't
I
know
think
that.
Hobgoblin.
Lore
was
wise, I think so.
I think Harry Osborn just became the Green Goblin after Harry.
Oh yeah, no,
after
yeah, because
Norman Osborn
Harry Osborn was never Hobgoblin.
and Hobgoblin is just a different.
yeah, I think
different
Hobgoblin is like a legit demon thing.
goblin.
I think so.
Know. I don't recall that at all.
the Harry Osborn Green Goblin was stupid with the fucking snowboard, like the fucking jet snowboard.
You got some crazy people in chat saying
the
that Toby
Toby
is
one?
the best fucking
No, they're
Spider-Man.
saying the second Andrew Garfield one sucks.
That was fine. I thought it was fine.
Homecoming's really good.
Homecoming's very, very good.
Homecoming is the best.
I mean, you again, like it's hard to hold anybody to Michael Keaton's. Michael Keaton as Vulture is so fucking
really good.
Yeah,
He
it's
just
really good.
like
And
he
he didn't say the movie was bad. He said the trailer was bad.
I mean, whatever. Yeah,
Facts.
yeah, true facts.
I hate the media.
I hate the media. Oliver,
Yeah,
there's a new Fallout game on the way, brother.
yeah, and I'm actually pretty excited for it.
Buckle your pants. We watched it live, happen live. There was a Bethesda live stream earlier in the week. It was like fucking. It was one of those like 12-hour long. Nothing's happening. We're just seeing a static image. Okay, here's a little trailer at the end type of thing. Similar to, if you remember, around New Year, Christmas, New Year's, somewhere in there, Blizzard's Jeff Kaplan stared at like a fireplace for 12 hours.
As you do on Christmas.
As you do, and people go nuts for it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So we all watched that live, and we learned that Fallout 76 is the new Fallout.
How did that transition go? Because it was just like a TV, like a camera on TV.
And then a short. I don't know how the actual. I just saw the trailer. I didn't see the actual like thing happen live because I didn't sit there for 12
That's
hours.
the part
or
I
whatever.
want to see.
Yeah.
Like when the thing happens, and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I've been waiting for so long.
I hope they did it like sometime in the middle, so like 7 hours, and then the 15-second
And
trailer,
then played
and then
more
another
of the
5
original
hours,
thing. Yeah.
just to see who would stick around, thinking there was another reveal.
It's like the end credits of a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
Fallout always gets me. I don't know why. It
Yeah.
just does. Like
I always get excited for them, and
Yeah.
I always buy them, and then I never end up playing very much of them.
I play lots of them, and then the only one I really finished was Fallout 3.
I didn't get very
4?
far in 4.
Did you finish 4?
No.
I finished 4.
I also didn't finish 4. Anyways, they skipped Fallout 5 through 75, and now we're on Fallout 76, which is about Vault 76.
Yep.
Which Oliver, as a Fallout lore expert, you know that Vault 76 was scheduled to open 20 years after the bombs dropped, not 200 like the rest of the
I knew that not because I'm a lore expert, but because I listen to other podcasts. Yeah.
And also,
but that's an interesting.
Also, I put it on the show notes if you read those.
Crazy. That's an interesting premise.
Yes,
I think.
And okay, sources report this came out of Kotaku. It's alleged, but again, it's from a very reliable source who is very rarely wrong about these. Apparently, it's an online survival RPG similar to Rust or DayZ.
Hey, don't slough it off quite like that. I mean, this is an actual good studio who can make good games.
Yeah, that's true. I shouldn't stuff it till I've tried it. Yeah,
and it is out of it's out of the same studio who made Skyrim, same studio who made Fallout 4.
What are the ramifications of only being locked up for 20 years? You're still like a normie, I guess?
Yeah, and also the world isn't rebuilt yet. The world is
still fucked.
Almost a blank slate that has been wiped clear by nuclear bombs, and what if players go out there and build all these weird structures?
Is there a moment in this game where you realize you're doing something that will forever change a game that you've already played?
I'm going to guess no. Apparently it started out as a...
Like, I'm going to found Nuketown or whatever.
Well, that's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
But because it's an online multiplayer thing, like DayZ or Rust, it's... again, I don't know what it is. No one knows what it is yet. I'm envisioning... I'm really just envisioning those games with a Fallout skin of like players are going to build crazy towers and bases and structures together in this world, and there will probably be some kind of a resource management system you need. And
I'm kind of envisioning it like kind of like Forest multiplayer kind of thing, where it's you have your own world online and you can invite your friends to play it in your world, but you can't really like open it up to anyone kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be.
I don't think I'll play this. Not because I don't think it'll be good, but because it sounds like the kind of game that I won't play.
Yeah. Who knows what it's going to be, though? Like, this is a very broad pitch and is just the like lowest common denominator. When they say it's something similar to Rust or DayZ, I think that paints a certain picture. I guess, yeah. That's and the only official quote we have is experimental new entry in the long-running post-apocalyptic series. So...
Great.
Like Fallout Shelter, it is an experimental new entry in the long-running post-apocalyptic series. We're going to see more at E3, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to see more at E3, which is fucking next week, everybody.
I thought it was next week, last week, so I feel like I've earned time on this.
Before the next episode of this podcast is out, E3 starts on Saturday.
E3 is a lot of days.
Yeah, it is now. It's almost like... It used to just be like a week. It's almost 2 weeks now.
We are always like, well, is there really a need for E3 anymore? And E3 is like, I'm going to keep getting fucking bigger and bigger.
More days.
Yeah.
Well, when some of their studios have 12-hour-long press conferences where they don't show anything until hour 11. Fucking
Gotta
58.
be there for hour 11.
Apparently this is the 10th year of Fallout, or the 10th anniversary of Fallout 3. Who knew?
Remaster that shit.
Yeah. I'm sure they probably will at some point.
Where was Fallout 3 located?
Washington? No.
Boston was 4. New Vegas was in Nevada.
Whoa, really?
Weird.
I mean, you can put New Vegas wherever the fuck you want.
Exactly, right?
New Vegas is in Alberta.
Where the fuck was 3?
I don't know.
California?
Washington sounds like it might be
Don't
right.
you go to the Washington Monument? Isn't that where the make the water machine is saved?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Washington Mall.
I'm pretty good. That was 10 years ago.
Cool. Okay.
All right.
Nintendo news.
Yeah, Nintendo's announced, I guess, 3 new Pokemon games. There's one called Pokemon Quest, which is... And now that I say that name out loud, that must not be correct. But
I don't recall ever hearing about Pokemon Quest.
it's a free-to-play... I guess it's going to be a mobile and Android game eventually, an iOS and Android game, but right now it's out on the Switch. And it's very much like you're waiting for energy timers to tick up, and you're building buildings and getting... I don't know what you're doing.
What are the other games?
Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. Which, these games are fucking weird, and I had spent about 4 hours like trying to parse out exactly what they are. Because they're billed as homage to Pokemon Yellow. Hey, we're going to remake Pokemon Yellow.
You're in Kanto. You talk to Oak. You get your Pokemon.
Original 151.
Yep.
The Pikachu or Eevee follows you behind because they a punk-ass bitch that doesn't want to go in the ball.
Yeah, you need to set that straight early.
I think Pikachu would just fucking leave if you tried to put him in the ball. But anyways, they're pitched as this Yellow remake. And then they started going into some of the details about how... so traditionally in Pokemon, when you're walking through the long grass at any point, just like the kind of Final Fantasy overworld from those old games, you have random battle, and it pulls you into a different screen to do your battle. Those are gone. There's no random battles in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Instead, the random battles you are literally playing Pokemon Go. You're playing the catch game, Pokeball at the bottom of the screen, throw it, although you're using Joy-Cons, so you're not. It's not a touch screen.
And you can see the Pokemon before you get into an encounter with them.
I don't know that part. Maybe
you can
it's
see
still
them
random?
wandering around in the long grass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Not my fucking Pokemon.
No, exactly.
And you are like literally playing Pokemon Go for that part of like they were even shaking the Joy-Con. It looked like to make it spin to get the curve to get the bonus to do all this shit. Also, Pokemon Go, you can transfer Pokemon you catch and go into Let's Go.
Okay.
Also, the game is called Let's Go.
Okay.
It's a Go expansion. It's an expansion to Go, basically.
Yes.
You don't need to play Go to play this.
Nope.
But I mean,
you don't need to play this at all.
You don't. It doesn't sound like you can play this at all. 2-player co-op. Apparently, I don't know any of the details. They do have there is some traditional Pokemon battling in there. I saw
fight trainers and
the 4 moves pop up.
The battle screen is very reminiscent of original Pokemon.
Yeah.
You're in the lower left. Someone's in the upper right. You're picking attacks and stuff.
4 moves and so some of that stuff is similar, but I don't know who it's for, or is it a full price game? Is it a $20 thing? I don't know. They announced a weird peripheral with it too that I didn't pull the story for.
It's a fucking little Pokeball.
It is, yeah. I think it hooks up to the Switch. It's something to do with the Switch.
This whole thing's on the Switch, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Pokeball... Sorry, the Pokeball in my mind could work with the phone also, because it's all Pokemon Go.
Yeah, okay.
So maybe it just connects to Pokemon Go and works with this and the phone. I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
No, but there are still... I'm going to call them proper Pokemon games coming.
Yes. That's what I'm excited.
My Pokemon.
My Pokemon.
Are coming.
I would love like a true sequel of some sort of the kind of current way they make Pokemon games to come to the Switch.
Yeah.
So that I can
It's a
play it on
real
the
good,
couch.
timeless, the perfect thing to watch wrestling while you're doing. Oh, yeah.
I could read comics and play Pokemon and watch wrestling.
Damn.
A third in each.
That seems like too much. That seems like
It
too
is.
much.
That's true. 3 is I've tried it where I have something on my laptop and wrestling and reading comic books, and I'm like, there's something I'm not even paying 1 iota of attention to here.
Too much, Brando. Slow your roll.
I just read 4 issues of a comic book and I don't know one thing that happened.
On the E3 leak train continues on. The new Assassin's Creed game called Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, the follow-up to Mario Odyssey. The Odyssey franchise really ballooning here. Set in Greece. The short little trailer. So I think the game leaked, and then Ubisoft got out there and was like, here's a trailer. Wait for more at E3. Is literally the scene from 300 of... I'm going to call him a Spartan because I don't know what faction he is. A Greek soldier kicking another soldier in the chest and that soldier falling into a pit.
Why wasn't someone assassinated in this trailer? Why wasn't it this scene? Then
that's how they do it, I guess.
Kicking someone into a pit could be considered an assassination.
Okay, look. Well, I guess I'm maybe projecting, but I thought that guy doing the kicking was a Greek man.
It's true. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? No real news on it. It's coming up before the end of the fiscal year, so sometime before March, which means we're back to yearly. I guess depending on when, if it comes out in 2019, I guess that's
year and a half,
a year and a month or whatever. But yeah, we're back to yearly Assassin's Creed.
This didn't come out in December though,
by the sounds of it.
Origins.
When did Origins come out?
It was early enough that I beat a very long game before our year-end show.
You should look that up. Okay. October, maybe. Anyway, it will be very close to a year, depending on when it comes out. Because there was like a few year gap there before, right? Syndicate and Origins was like at least two plus.
I I'm gonna say 2. I don't know about 2+.
Time loses all meaning here in the podcast studio.
Did you guys know that they remade Rogue? Remastered
Yes,
Rogue?
I
That's a game you should play.
What?
I played.
How did they?
I don't think I beat it, but I played enough Rogue.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's the one that was very like Rogue itself was like taking assets from Black Flag, and then they released it at the same time as Unity.
Such an idiot. Never mind.
Yeah, because it was Black Flag that they released on the new current generation ones, and then they released Rogue for the previous generation ones.
It was October.
When you said they remastered, it was October?
Yeah.
So yeah, but, okay. Depending on when it comes out, year and March would be
could be even year and a half.
6 months. Yeah. When you said they remastered Rogue, I literally thought you meant the old ASCII game called Rogue, like the original. I'm like, it was like because it's all text, right? The walls are like H's or whatever, and you're a T that moves around. I'm like, why is it really big text? Like
it's like 60 frames a second, like beautiful game.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, Black Flag.
This is a remaster of Rogue.
Yeah. I saw that. I'm like, I remember that one being a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that one.
You guys know Bungie?
No.
Of Destiny fame?
Oh, shit.
Of Halo 1, 2, ODST, Reach, 3 fame?
No.
Well, okay. Never mind then. I guess we'll move on.
Okay.
No, we don't have an email, so I better read this. They have partnered with a Chinese company called NetEase to the tune of $100 million to start work on something that is not Destiny.
What's next?
Who knows? Halo 9. Whatever's coming.
I don't think they can just go back and make another Halo game.
Maybe they needed $100 million to buy it back from 343.
Bungie makes really good games, like really good feeling games. So I am very excited for whatever
it's
this
true,
is. Because I'm kind of ready to be done with Destiny.
I would say they've kind of made the same very good feeling shooter since Halo CE.
I think they made two very different good feeling shooting franchises.
Sure. Yeah. Destiny draws a lot of homage. I guess all video games draw a lot from Halo, but
I mean, it's in space and it's the best feeling first person shooter, except for maybe Call of Duty. I like Destiny better.
They're different. They're very different.
Yeah. But like that's what I mean. Like they've had their finger in Halo.
Mm-hmm. Deliberate. I would say they make very good. They're deliberate in a way that like
snappy.
Yeah. Tight.
Tight.
That's hard to quantify.
Yeah.
You know a Bungie game when you're playing one.
I played 100 hours of Destiny 1 that didn't have a whole lot to do just because it was an addicting feeling shooting.
If you popping those headshots, the fallen heads that blow up into the geyser. That's good stuff. Anyways, they're working on something. We don't know what it is. They say this is Bungie referring to NetEase. With their industry expertise, they'll empower us to build new worlds and invite players new and old to join us there. They'll help us support separate teams inside Bungie to bring our newest ambitions to life, which to me reads like maybe they're starting a couple projects. Maybe they're getting a few things going. You know, the tail on Destiny 2 must be getting close to an end.
You think there'll be a Destiny 3?
I do not. There might be. I don't think it'll be made by Bungie.
No.
Whoever, I forget.
Well, Bungie's got to make this $100 million thing now.
Yeah. I forget the name of the studio that did that last DLC or helped them on that last DLC. No, I don't know. But if there is a Destiny 3, I would guess that they'll pick up the mantle. Someone in Blizzard or no, wait, Bungie. Is Bungie owned by Activision anymore? Was Bungie ever owned by Activision?
I seem to recall something like that.
Am I on drugs?
Activision has something to do with
I'm going to say
Destiny,
you're on drugs.
don't they?
Yeah, because that's why it's on the Blizzard launcher.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. It's real fucked up these days.
What other games have they made?
Bungie?
Yeah.
I think it's just the Halos
Literally
and
just
Destiny.
Halo and Destiny. Well, if you go back far enough, they made I forget what their real time strategy game was, like pre-Halo.
Oh, so nothing like.
But since
there's nothing in the on the back burner with them.
Not as far as we know. No, since Halo, it's literally just been Halo and Destiny. Let's do some emails. Or stream questions.
All right.
Podcast talkingreckless.com is an email address. Or drop them on the subreddit r/talkingreckless. We actually had no emails. Or we did have one question on the subreddit, but as Brando pointed out, it was literally the same question from last week. And the person who wrote it also, independently of you, like just a few days ago, was like, oh, I just listened last week, and this is the same question. my bad. So we got everything right. We don't have any questions. I did see a couple in the stream.
put something up.
Yeah, so for the folks who are watching live, this is gonna be one of the
Pertains to your skills.
the rare times we actually do a live interaction here on the show. Zach Zuck wrote in and said, he says, my fiance has done a little bit of VO work, and she wants to know some tips for recording, and if you have any recommendations for basic equipment. I will start by saying I am the end-all, be-all of what audio equipment. No, I'm not an expert, all right? I am a
You
man.
are of this.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, you are
It's
definitely
true.
the expert
I have
in the room.
nothing to add to whatever you're going to say right
It's
now.
true. I'm not an expert. It totally depends on what your budget is. If you want to get in cheap, I will tell you, a lot of people start with a USB mic plugged into a computer. If you want to do something to set your VO apart and not listen, USB mics sound like shit compared to something with a mixer in the line. Yeah.
Are you saying when I had an Xbox controller plugged into my computer and then the Xbox headset plugged into my controller and then used that as a mic that wasn't good enough?
Not that it's not good enough, but if you're trying to professionally sell that recording, get yourself a cheap little mixer. Expect to spend, I'd say, $200 is maybe the cheapest you get by. Get yourself a little one-channel XLR mixer. Get yourself a nice... I love XLR and Phantom Power. So many different flavors of mic too. It's like it's like asking like what kind of booze do you like, or like what's your favorite
Rum.
what's your favorite flavor of popsicle, or what, like there's no wrong way to do
These are
it.
easy
Rocket.
questions.
But
easy
anyways.
questions.
Get yourself a nice mixer, XLR mixer, get yourself a nice, this part's important, condenser. You want a condenser microphone. Because it's a condenser microphone, it's probably going to need phantom power. Make sure your mixer can do look at the mic, look at the mixer, probably 48 volt phantom power. And then just plug that USB mixer in your computer. There you go. Boom. You're going to have a lot of knobs and settings on there that you can play with. There's a million YouTube tutorials of like, oh, the compressor. What is this? Go ahead and Google, how do I set the compressor? And within 2 minutes, you're an expert.
Or just give Matt Eads a call.
Or just call me. Yeah, absolutely. If any of our listeners' wives want to call me, I will give out my personal info here in the show notes. No, it's I guess the only recommendation I could give you is I really like the Behringer brand of mixers. I've used Behringer and Mackey's, I think. And the Mackie... It's either Mackie or Mackey's. My Mackie one did not stand the test of time. The Behringer mixer we have been using for... this would be like the 12th year I think I've owned it. It has been to LA and back. It has been all over the country. It has traveled. It has been dropped. It's had drinks spilled on it. It is...
And it always, I shouldn't say always, it sometimes kind of doesn't work, but it always works enough.
Exactly. It always gets there eventually. And just look up what the settings do. Look up what all the knobs do. Use that stuff. It's going to make your voice sound better. It's a tool for you. If you really want to get out there and sell professional quality recordings, look up how to do that. Look up a quick mic technique video. Look up how to breathe. Learn how to breathe from your diaphragm. That's a real thing. If you're doing voice acting, learn how to breathe from your diaphragm.
We took a class about that, and Nate...
Yeah. Man threatened to put he's like, it's a good thing this isn't the 80s, or I'd be coming around putting my hand on your stomachs to make sure you're doing it. I'm like, yeah, that's a real sex offender thing to say, but all right.
Grab your tit to make you sound better.
Basically. We're really going to work the buttocks in here a little bit. I don't know. Oliver, you've been in various studios. You've been in studios as far from like this little podcast studio here to the pro radio ones at Nate to...
I don't know. Like, I know I totally don't... I always jock you on like sound quality and stuff, but the quality that you put up for this show, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, for four men in a reflective room, it's not bad.
And yeah, that quality does reflect on the show overall, because there are shitty podcasts out there with shitty qualities.
Yeah,
and for a while, I was like, that sound quality really doesn't matter. And then I started listening to some of these. I'm like, yeah, this is bugging me. I want to stop listening.
In like a professional setting, if someone starts listening to your demo reel, also look up how to make a demo reel. If someone starts listening to your demo reel and they hear like static or bad mic quality or anything that basically puts you below the other 10 million demo reels they have, because everybody
when it's that amount of people, they're just looking for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So as soon as they hear that, it's like, okay, gone. So spend the time on it. Make something cool. Make something you're proud of. And listen to yourself.
Turn it up to 11, man.
What did you tell me the other day? You're watching shows just to get like get the accents going in your head.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good tip.
Yeah, that's a little more like acting. I'm not an actor. That's a little more of the
part
acting
part
side.
of voice acting.
Voice acting.
Yeah,
She's starting to voice act.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm more of a commercials guy, right? I'm more of a
Dry Matt Eads Read.
yeah, totally. I read
The A take.
That's right.
Yeah.
You better believe a lot of fucking PSAs of like whatever glass would like to remind you don't drink and drive.
Great, that's great. You reminded me.
Done?
Believe that, man.
Do you want me to do one more or
Nope, that's all we need.
All right.
Don't come back.
Pay me my money. But it's such a nebulous thing. There's so many different types of voice acting too. Do some research. I got you. I got a good path for you to start on, I think.
Yeah.
I want to see if there's any other things in the chat here real fast. I thought I saw...
There's another long one.
Yeah, I thought I saw one from Daryl here somewhere.
Oh, what's that one?
That's
the same one, eh?
Nightbot. Yeah, don't worry about that guy. He's a real piece
Can
of
we
shit.
program Nightbot to ask his questions?
I mean,
That'd
but...
be good.
Okay, Hima is going to ask the... I think we've gone on record saying this is literally the worst question to ever send into a video game podcast, and we get asked it every week
What's
by
your
10
favorite
million
game?
people.
Is it what your favorite game?
If you could match two games together to make a super game, what would it be?
Ooh, Mega Man and Super Hot.
Mega Hot?
Yeah.
Or Superman?
Can't say that.
Secret of Mana and Halo Combat Evolved. Mana Halo.
Crazy.
Are we just looking for good titles?
No, I don't know. That's not a good title also.
No, I know, but I didn't want to say it.
It's a bad question. Sorry, Hima.
If they could somehow pull a what type of game is like Detroit and those Telltale games? Those are they adventure games?
We need a name for that genre.
Yeah.
I would call they are adventure games.
Yeah, the root of them is an adventure game.
Let's call them
Movie sims.
Steel Cage games because they're by David Cage.
If
You're
they could make
when you're stepping into the cage.
a Steel Cage game in the Metal Gear universe,
Yeah.
that's what I want.
Fuck. It's Metal Gear and anything. Come on.
Yeah, there you go. Terrible question.
I want to
Terrible
see
answers.
what was the Wu-Tang Clan fighting game?
Shit.
Um,
It's not Shaolin stuff. I have to look it
Maybe.
up.
Yeah.
I'm drawing the biggest blank. I know it.
I kept thinking Shaolin Soccer, but that's a movie.
No.
What about Rock Band in Metal Gear in a way that you need to like play? You need to play him through fucking whatever action sequence he's in. If you miss a note, you get shot.
It is Wu-Tang Shaolin style.
There you go.
Huh.
So yeah, mine is that plus NBA Jam on Fire Edition.
That's pretty good.
There you go. That's cool.
Basically Wu-Tang, but way more crazy.
Yeah.
Podcast at talkingreckless.com is an email address if you want to save us. If you want to save us from Hima, no, I'm kidding. If you want to save us from an empty email section, please write it either into the email or on the subreddit. And thank you to everybody, including Hima, who sent in those questions on the chat. What do I got to tell you about coming up here?
E3 next week.
Yeah,
eh?
wow.
Crazy.
Our E3 conference watching party. I don't have a snappy name for it. We're gonna watch the E3 conferences together. I'm gonna illegally restream them.
How many people are going to be there?
Hundreds of millions.
How many
Fans
people are
all
going?
around
How
the world?
many people are going to be watching the stream with you?
I don't like in real life.
Yeah.
So far, just me.
Oh, okay.
It's a party
So,
of
like
one.
in his apartment?
Yeah.
So far, just me.
Gotcha. I thought there might be more.
Well, me and
I thought we could call it We Three if there was people.
Me and Dopinder from next door are going to get together. And
Dopinder.
That's his name. Yes.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was just laughing. I was just laughing that
You guys are
knew his
racist.
name.
That
I was just laughing. I was just laughing at the idea of your neighbor.
The,
That was all.
the only reason the only reason I even thought of him was
Deadpool reference.
because we've
really.
had. Is that the guy's name from Deadpool?
Yeah, it's the
Oh, shit.
Dopinder.
We had one interaction the day I moved in. It's
Yeah.
like, oh hey, I'm your neighbor. How's it going? I'm Matt. Great to meet you.
Yeah.
And then I thought he died because I've never heard a single sound out of them or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then saw him today walking with something wrapped in like white like foam, the thin foam paper.
Yep.
Which looks a lot like a body, but maybe was
He done the killing.
I don't know, something body shaped out of his house, and it was literally like one of these like just I'm like watching him carry this, and him and this other dude nod at me, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna leave now because they're gonna murder me if they murder this person.
How'd you learn his name?
Because on day one we said, hey, I'm Matt, and he said, hey, I'm Dopinder. I said, okay, great to meet you.
So was it like long like a body?
Yeah.
Or was it
long, like two guys were holding it, like one on each side, and it was like kind of oblong.
Carpet?
It's probably a carpet.
Why would you wrap a carpet in?
That's what I thought. Why would you wrap a carpet in?
I mean, why would you wrap a body in that anyway?
Make the white boy think it's a fucking body.
Well, yeah, maybe. But what else would you move that's like body length, like 6 feet long?
Carpet.
A body pillow.
It could be a carpet. It could be a super fancy carpet, maybe that.
Yeah, they need
don't
to
get dirty or something.
to keep it clean. Absolutely.
It's like a flagpole.
What?
Flagpole.
It was a short flagpole.
That's not what she said.
Man, I totally lost my train of thought. What are we doing? We're watching E3
We were talking
on
about E3,
Saturday. E3 starts on fucking Saturday. That is 6 days from now. 11:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm just going to tell you the times right now. You're going to forget, but you're going to go to twitch.tv/TalkingRecklessPodcast, and on the events page, they're laid out for you. Your time zone. Saturday morning, 11:30. E3 Ubisoft is on. That's when it starts.
This says Sunday.
That is incorrect. It is Saturday. Yeah. And then Sunday, early in the morning, there's another show, which I don't even know off the top of my head because I'm not looking at twitch.tv/TalkingRecklessPodcast/events.
Like you should be.
Exactly. There's another one Saturday, and Monday there's a couple shows. Tuesdays there's a couple shows. Wednesday there's a couple shows. Like we are in E3 starting Saturday. And I'm watching the whole thing.
I thought Tuesday's the last press conference, right? Nintendo?
Wednesday, I think.
Is it Wednesday?
Yeah, and then the show opens on Thursday, maybe?
Nintendo used to always end. It was always Tuesday morning. But they might have added stuff.
Yeah, I should look at the events page.
Sure.
So should you. We can figure
should.
out when this is happening. We're in it. It's the whole thing. We're watching all these conferences. I'm gonna figure out a way to for you and I to watch them together. It's probably gonna be illegal. There's some kind of
Is it illegal? Can't you just?
Usually Twitch goes to E3 and gets the video feed for any of the partners that want to use it. I emailed them this year and they're like, "Stay tuned for info."
So there you go. So it must be fine.
They're probably doing it then.
Well, usually they let you know like weeks and weeks and weeks ahead of time because they want you to sell your events and shit.
You can
right?
usually tell them you're not going earlier than you can tell them you're going.
It's true. It's true. But the fallback plan is we're just gonna restream the GameSpot feed. Don't tell them. Oh shit. Don't tell Les Moonves. Oh shit.
Just chop off the corners where it says GameSpot, and
That's
then
what I'm gonna do. Actually, we'll restream. So we'll restream the restream of the GameSpot feed. I know some people who are restreaming the GameSpot feed, and we'll restream their restream. So it'll be stream, and then a restream of the stream with people who aren't me sitting below it, and then a restream of all of that with me sitting below it.
Are the
So
people sitting below it going to be talking during the stream in such a way that the
Yes.
audio is going to be compromised?
Absolutely, they will.
Okay.
No, I don't know how it's going to go. We're going to figure it out. And then on Saturday, we're going to play some video games together. I don't know what they're going to be, but we did.
How did that go this Saturday?
It was really good.
Yeah?
We played League of Legends and Fortnite. I learned a lot of things about how to and how to not do a like games with the stream type of thing. We had some people show up for Fortnite. Just new people floating in, like, oh yeah, okay, sure, jump in. We didn't have a ton of people, so lots of room to get people and games in. They let me know ahead of time that they were 14 and we're going to teach me how to play this game. Mm-hmm. I said, fantastic.
and then they proceeded to drop.
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It's just Fortnite game where like if you're not using your voice chat, nobody wants to play because it's teamwork and all that. It's just that
Never cave on that.
I just don't want to. Listen, if you're 14, that's fine.
We don't have a lot in common.
Yeah, no, we do. We both love video games.
Fortnite. In that moment, it's Fortnite.
They started talking. I just had to mute them immediately. I don't know. I felt
Just, you didn't like the tone of their voice.
Yeah,
just that high pitch.
It was actually the pitch of their voice I didn't like.
They're reminding us of our own mortality.
Yes.
It is a frustration with how good they have gotten at this game, and here you are, old man staring at goats, and you just can't string together a couple shotgun
Yeah, but I
kills.
mean, put one of those
Here.
14-year-old kids in front of Symphony of the Night, and what are they going to do? They're going to fucking fall in pits all day long.
Well, they're going to figure it out when they don't go to school for 3 days and are instantly better than me at Symphony of the Night.
We're going to figure out a way to not have voice chat broadcast to the stream. Because also, you're right, that's a nightmare of, like, these people are randoms. Also, one of these dudes' names was, like, pretty offensive. So that was maybe a warning sign. So we'll figure it out as we go.
Deport Dopinder.
Basically, yeah. Getting down on my I want to call him Dope, but that... like, hey, my name's Matthew, call me Matt, is what I should have said, so that he'd be like, oh, I'm Dopinder, call me Dope. And I'm like, fuck yes!
Fuck that
You
guy
and me, brother!
would be so cool.
That's all I have to say. Listen to our brother show, The Sat Pod, satpod.podbean.com. It's a podcast about wrestling.
Don't hinder Dopinder.
Don't hinder Dopinder. Never. I should have offered to help him with that corpse. Kevin, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Matt. We made it to your 906.
Did we pass the minimum 2 hours I have to stream every day? Fucking A! Let's wrap it up. Oliver, thanks for being here. Brando, tell us we gotta go. No, Oliver, thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome.
Appreciate it as always. Brando,
Yes.
fantastic to have you back again.
And I've got a little bit of a streak going.
Yes.
I have nothing interesting to say. I dropped my hinder Dopinder joke too early. I should have saved it for the goodbye.
That's very true.
Too early.
My name's Matty. We're going to see you here in 7 days' time. That's 1 week. It'll be Monday. It'll be the 229th episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then. Scene.
So I'm out for 2 weeks after today.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Is
Okay.
that Lake Trip 2 weeks? Or does it just fall in line with other shit?
No, it's, well, I'm gone for 2 Saturdays.
Oh, I see.
So we leave Saturday, we come back Saturday. So next Friday would be the only realistic day I could do that, but I'm going to have to do too much shit for packing. And then Sunday coming back, I will not want to really do anything unless it's fucking emergency. We're going to lose the streak situation. We'll see.
I'm going to need a lot of... Well, the entire cast is gone on that trip except for half the cast. But it's going to be... It's
3/7 of the cast.
Well, yeah, it's going to have to be you, me, Warren... Oh, no, I guess I just need...
What
You,
are these
me,
dates?
Warren Oge. Yeah, it'll have
Yeah,
to
it's
be
gonna have to be
Warren
you
Oge
three
for the next
and Warren, yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's going to be 5 in a row for me.
I hope we can fill it.
I'm sure I can get out here with you once a weekend. I'm always good for once a weekend.
Well, I'm sure we can get 3 together. I just hope
I
we
think,
can get 4.
yeah, I think if you put the actual desperate call out to Warren, he'll be there.
All right.
I mean, and worst case, we could do it Friday, and I could sit down and like talk about a game and then walk
And then
away,
leave,
kind of
sure.
thing. Like dip in and out.
That's good stuff.
I've thought about doing that almost every show I've been a part of.
Send it pre-record and send it in. I played this.
Do you remember Do you remember the soundboard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's my I'm Brando 1990 or whatever.
Yeah. That's outrageous.
Well, folks, I've said all I have to say. I'm gonna turn the stream off and
I tried to play Bloodborne.
yeah. How you
Not good.
not getting you, huh?
No.
Is it?
I didn't even get to the first boss before I thought it was
Fuck, I should go
stupid.
download
Can I-
Bloodstained
Can
right
I
now.
possibly like talk you into a like it's you need a bit of a paradigm shift. What's a paradigm shift in your mind? You got to think about the game a little differently.
Okay.
You're gonna die lots. If you just accept that you're gonna. I died 421 times.
I died a lot.
Bloodborne.
Like, it wasn't like the death that was frustrating me. I think it was the not ever getting anywhere. Which I guess go hand in hand.
Yeah,
But
you are building progress. The important thing to remember, it's like positive situation.
Only
right?
if I have the mental strength to go and just cash in every now and then.
Yeah, you gotta be like, oh,
But
I got a
not-
lot of shit. I should level
I'm like,
up.
I'm like, this is the time that I'll just get to the next fire.
This will make
the lantern.
This will make getting to the next fire way easier. Maybe I should go do some of it. And just look shit up. Just look shit up. It
doesn't seem overly like I don't know what's going on. I feel like confusion
Yeah.
is not my problem in that game.
Some eventually you'll get to Bloodborne's not as bad as Dark Souls, but eventually you'll get to a part where it's like you can go left, you can go right, you can go up, you can go down, And 3 of those paths are very fucking hard. 3 of them are meant for like, do this first, level up, then do this, then do this, then do this. And you'll miss a lot of the materials to level up your weapon, which is the key. That's how you're improving your damage.
Do it with a walkthrough?
Level up your weapon. Yeah, not like a total walkthrough,
Right.
but just like, what do I need to find in Bloodborne? Like, here's the must-find stuff or whatever. I don't know. I really like it.
It's probably going to be Detroit.
Look up guides to beat bosses, you know. I
like looking stuff up.
I know.
I probably have to for that game, but I also probably won't go back to that game. But,
yeah, that's too bad. I would love for someone else to...
It's not...
To get one over
just
like I
that,
did.
like, at some point as a genre, when you strike on enough games in a genre, you're like, this is not a genre for me.
I still buy every fighting game that has Dragon Ball Z characters.
Yeah, but do you play them?
For enough time that I'm like, I played 5 hours. I can put this on the shelf and never touch it again.
So we are exactly the same.
Okay.
On
As
our
long as you're
respective
satisfied.
genres,
As long as you're satisfied.
Yeah. Neo is still the one that I put the biggest dent in. I don't know why.
Yeah, Neo's the one I like the least.
Maybe there's something there.
I don't know. There was a time when I very, what's the word? Vehemently? How do you...
Yeah.
One of those?
Change a word. Pick a different word.
I just don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to spell
Pick
it.
a different word.
There was one time when I very passionately disliked Dark Souls.
Oh, yeah.
More so because we had someone on the show who was just like, well, I don't think I'm as in your face about it as he was, but was very much like, this is the greatest game ever made. You gotta play it. Are you playing it yet? Can we just admit it's the best?
And now that you've played it and realize it's the best,
It's not the best. It's very good.
it's a goat.
It's absolutely a goat.
There you go.
Yes, Bloodborne and I'd say Dark Souls 1 are
Goats.
on the goat list.
You know what
100%.
goat I'm waiting for? Mass Effect 2.
Oh, baby. I was maybe thinking about doing it after Castlevania.
Oh, shit. Are you going to just do 2?
Yeah, I have to
That's
think
a
about
big
that
commitment
also.
to do all
It's gonna be
three.
like
I wouldn't do all 3 bang bang bang.
Yeah.
But it would be cool to do all
Mass
3.
Effect 1, except for the having to remember to manually save, holds up way better than I thought it did.
Yeah, I've played.
In fact, I feel like I went back,
semi-recently.
thought it held up badly, and then went back again and thought it didn't hold up badly. So I'm not sure what happened there.
If I was gonna do it, it'd definitely be 2. Are you in the credits for 2?
No.
Are you in the credits for the DLC? I'm sure you snuck your way in there somewhere,
I did
didn't you?
nothing of Mass Effect. Just Dragon Age.
You worked
played
on it.
Dragon Age.
I tried. I played the first like hour of 2, and like it was
Was
like
it too broken? What happened? Because I was going to watch that one.
no, I just couldn't do it. I just played that first
was
hour.
just
It's
not
like,
very good.
oh, I've done this. I've literally played this exact part 10,000 times.
I was going to
can't.
watch that because I've never watched Dragon Age 2 footage.
bad.
Like I've seen some footage,
It's a
but
fucking bad game.
I've never watched like a playthrough or even like a couple hours of a playthrough. So I was like, I'll probably watch that Dragon Age one. But then I think by the time I was getting on board with it, Matt was firmly overboard with it.
I thought it was. I mean, it was fine. It was a fine game.
Yeah.
To go back to it, it's a fucking bad game. It's
Yeah.
it's a woat.
I mean, I didn't have the same experience with it that you had.
Yeah,
I got to play it when it was out.
I
Sir
have not
Chad
played it.
says DA2 best game ever made.
Hey, Chad, there you
No
go.
contest, objectively.
Yeah,
You were
that makes
part
sense.
of the goat in that guy's mind.
I have not
He was-
played.
he was part of the
it too.
goat.
He was a
Yeah.
3D.
Oh, was he?
yeah,
was an
3D
artiste.
modeler.
Yeah.
That makes that
A little biased.
substantially less impactful statement.
Oh, he said objectively.
You can't just say objectively
you can,
and make
you
it
can.
count.
It's like no offense.
Ninja says waiting on the Brando Kingdom Hearts stream.
Brandon is waiting for one little piece of equipment that he has to wait until his roommate is on board with getting.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
We are for real working out details.
Yes,
And
that
getting
is
there.
a legitimate thing that will happen. It's a matter of when.
The name has changed twice already, so you
The
know
name,
it's
no,
real.
the name
my
is the
heart?
same. The name is the same. I was thinking of maybe doing like a colon, but then the name was getting too long. Like I was thinking about doing like the trilogy
Total Eclipse of the Heart's pretty good.
and having the trilogy be the Total Eclipse of the Hearts,
Yeah.
and then the first chapter, Kickstart My Heart.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Well, different hearts for each one, obviously.
Different heart names for each one.
Yeah,
All of them start with Total Eclipse of the Hearts, colon, bang.
Yeah.
It's all about a snappy name. It's
That's
more
right.
than half. That's 9/10 of the battle.
That's right.
Second game can be Barracuda.
It's totally good. Barracuda. 2 to... I got to think of like a way to make it like the continuation. Like Kickstart My Heart is like, we're starting.
Does it go Kingdom Hearts and then Kingdom Hearts 2, or is it like Kingdom Hearts and then Kingdom Hearts?
I think I'm just going to do...
18 over 5,
I'm gonna
4/3
do
removed, extra delta...
I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
I don't think anyone wants to watch some... Well, I'm sure people
Does
do.
3
but
even exist yet? Is that a game?
No.
It's announced.
Gameplay footage got out this week.
But these are like 50-hour games, right? And I'm playing probably 2 hours a week.
So by the time you're there, it's done.
We're going to see Kingdom Hearts at E3 this year. Almost certainly we are.
I mean, we see it every year.
We've never seen gameplay. It's just been like Kingdom Hearts.
I'm gonna do 1.
Gameplay's come out finally.
I'm gonna do 2 as long as 1's not a complete train wreck. And then if there's time in between 2 and whenever 3 comes, I'll start putting in the stupid card game and whatever the 365 divided by 2.
Yeah.
Man's gonna become a professional Gwent streamer.
I'm worried that I'll be like not good enough to beat it anymore.
I have that fear literally every single day of my goddamn life now. Man, I hit that wall so many times in Bloodborne and Dark Souls. Like, we've died on this boss over 100 times.
But you played Bloodborne like recently. I remember playing Kingdom Hearts 1 like a long time ago when I was way better at video games and thinking it was moderately difficult.
Is it difficult?
I don't know. I'm kind of excited to find out.
It's just square.
That's like the Batman combat, right? Just square.
No, it's like
pretty much, yeah.
Like all the boss battles are different.
I've never played.
I don't really remember those.
Like I remember like one of them.
Sephiroth.
One of them, there's like a giant thing that you have to like jump on a table to be able to get to his fucking like the spot that you can hit. And then one of them's like the Cerberus from Hercules, and like the only movement I think is left and right, and he's like chomping his heads down.
I completely wrote that game off when it came out because of the Disney angle.
Fair.
The Disney
That's
stuff
the only.
cool.
That's the only angle it still has going for it. So.
Disney stuff was really cool. Actually.
There's some Final Fantasy stuff too.
Yeah, even
There's
that.
Moogles or
it's
whatever.
not worth it.
Is Sephiroth not in?
He's in there.
One of those
Yeah,
games?
he's one of the
He's an
secret
optional
super bosses.
Yeah, he's this optional boss in 2.
There's one. What's the song called? One Winged Angel.
Yeah.
I think so.
You know it. Sephiroth. That song.
I don't know.
Epic Tragedy says Kingdom Hearts has been coming soon for like 5 years. Actually, it's been way fucking longer. When I was at E3 in 2012, Kingdom Hearts was on the screen.
Yeah, but we saw like footage now.
And, well, yeah. Within the last 2 weeks, we saw footage.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Be out fiscal year 2018.
Yes, people were fucking crying tears of joy in the theater. I can never unsee it. Ever.
That Toy Story thing, while I did not cry tears of joy, I was like, that looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
He's walking around Andy's room and it looks like the movie.
Yeah. But if you were in a theater full of people, full of like...
I'm not condoning the crying.
This was a time when you had to sneak into E3 because you were like amongst your peers in journalism or whatever. But no, really, you were just a bunch of fucking kids who had like domain names and got your way in there.
Passes, yep.
Yeah,
It's never been easier.
You're supposed to be on your best behavior. You're like in front of your peers, and here are these guys just fucking like one step away from shirts above their heads, like woo, like just oh my god, man,
Integrity.
Fucking throwing their underwear on the stage.
It was a very mixed bag of feelings.
Don't let some fucking schmooze balls fucking turn you off Kingdom Hearts 3.
Just kind of turned me off video games in general, to be honest.
Did you reevaluate for a while?
Okay, nerds.
All right, so that's it, eh? Day 20 and you're done.
This is day 21. This is day 21.
No more streaming.
Day 21.
Turned off video games forever.
That's not true.
You're done.
I've been turned off since 2012, and I'm still here just fucking digging the ditch.
Yeah, you've gotten in this far. There's no turning around now, as much as you hate it.
Yeah, that brings up a good point. What if after all this time, Kingdom Hearts 3 sucks?
I'll be there to find out.
Yeah. Also, I guess it won't be next week. We'll have a podcast between then and now. But 2 weeks from now will be when we find out Death Stranding is actually Metal Gear.
Oh yeah.
Fuck. The more I
watched that video. I haven't talked to you guys since I watched that video.
Yeah, I'm getting more and more
fucking
convinced.
crazy.
It's
Isn't
crazy.
It?
I agree with
convinced.
Oliver. Maybe because I only yours clicked in my head when you told me the Mads thing, and it clicked in my head. I was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that guy. He does look like him. Oh yeah, but it was his with the boss, where they put the actress next to the picture of the boss, and I was like,
fuck, that would be
exactly like her.
Yeah, that was the one for me was the picture of Snake and the Boss. Right, is like her white.
You said that one after, like in the chat.
That
the
was
one when we were like sitting here talking about it. You're like, yeah, Mads looks so much like the sword.
He
Like,
does.
yeah.
And then I watched the rest of that video after. I was like, oh, this
Some of that
has to be it.
Some of that video was stupid.
Yeah,
the text of it was good.
The text,
a lot of it was really good.
Yeah.
Like,
the text stuff is so fucking stupid, but
where he like took the
Yeah.
logo
Flipped it
and
around.
like
Yeah,
flipped
that
it,
was dumb.
and then I was like, okay, if you're gonna like just flip it around and put them together and that's it, then I'm with you. But then he's like, and then switch these letters and take this one away.
yeah. But at the
But I
same
mean,
time,
add-
that is totally
Add MGS. and-
yeah. Put a 0 on the end. If Kojima like
He connected. What
Kojima's
did he connect? He connected
do it.
PT
Yep.
and
that stuff, I don't bite on because that's known that was Silent Hills branded. That was branded Silent Hills. That had a title and everything.
That's why it's called the PT lie.
But he had connected that obscure Swedish radio transmission in the radio.
Yeah.
Where it was a bunch of different numbers, and I think there was like, I don't know if it was in Metal Gear 5. There was a tape.
Kevin just left.
There was a tape that was those numbers.
Yeah.
Like there's that connection.
Yeah. He was connecting stuff for sure.
He was connecting stuff like super obscure. I'm like, oh no, he's doing it to us.
Part of me thinks that Kojima he can't help himself. He can only fucking make Metal Gear. Even when he was making Silent Hills,
Yeah.
he just can't help himself. And this game probably was a Metal Gear game once, and then the whole Konami thing happened, and it's just like the trail ends that are still in there is the realist in me. Fuck, that's like 5% of me. The other 95 is fucking so in.
Yeah.
The fact that you're back. Good.
Shit, man, I had to
Started
put
the
in some
laundry
laundry.
I
machine.
thought
Yeah, I
you
can-
walked
I can
away
hear
once
it.
the Metal Gear stuff started.
Well, that was also
The way
true.
he connected the sorrow and taking Snake into like that death world,
Yeah.
and how what we see with Norman Reedus' character in
Shot for shot when they like wake up and,
Yeah.
and like spit the
The
water and
fucking
everything.
baby
Hell.
with the fucking.
Yeah, you see the 5 when they show like the big pullback of the crater. There are 5 floating figures, which
We're not doing the show.
No.
which that's the bosses. That's the Cobra unit.
The Cobra
that's
unit,
Cobra
yeah.
unit, man.
So good. It's gonna
It's
happen.
real.
Like it's like
It's
a lot of these feel like they're strong enough to hold up on their own. A lot of these feel like they're not at all.
There's a lot of reach,
But then
for
there's
sure.
so like it's like yeah, but all these reaches are all like maybe you could do that with any video game. Maybe you
don't
could do that with
know.
any video
I don't
game.
know.
But when I look at it
Even-
all, I'm like,
He's
fucking-
crazy enough to do it.
I know. If it
Even
was any
those
other one,
numbers when he put it into Google Maps or whatever, and it landed in Iceland and looked like exactly like the area that the game takes place in.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He was
fuck
like
me.
doing stuff with like the music from the original,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know if it was the original, but the trailer for Phantom Pain, and it was like standing on the edge of the crater, and it was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and the
Yeah,
trailer was
that
him at
song.
the edge of the crater, and then the next verse is standing on the edge of the underworld, and
Yeah.
it was fucking
There, you fucker.
yeah.
Man, I want to believe so bad.
What
It's the
if he's
greatest
had-
work.
what
It's
if
the
he's-
greatest work.
What if he's had all these things like pinned since like Metal Gear 2, and he's like, and it
Yeah.
all ends with Death Stranding.
I think he's making it up as he goes. He's just keeping it alive. The
It's-
real like the real business sense behind it, where I could totally see this happening. Kojima splits off from Konami. He goes to Sony. They have said they gave him carte blanche. Make whatever you want. You're a visionary. Here's infinite money. He said, "Okay, I want to make Metal Gear." They went to Konami and said, "What are you doing with that Metal Gear license? Survive, huh? Nothing else? Okay, here's whatever. Here's some money to let us make our Metal Gear game."
Yeah.
And Konami said, "Yeah, sure. We're not doing anything with this anyways."
It'd be great.
It could be real. It could totally. That's a realistic.
I had a thing
Scenario.
I had a thing that I totally had where it was like I was already thinking about it, so I think that's why I like bit into it more. But Norman Reedus did an interview with a radio station talking about his like experiences with the mocap and everything like that, and he said he was talking about the trailers. He's like, "Oh yeah, first I was a man, and now there's I was a man holding a baby, and now the baby's inside me." And the radio host was like, "Oh yeah, the trailer, it's a prequel." And like Norman Reedus has this moment where he like almost hesitates, and then he's like, "Ha ha ha," and it was like in a way where it was like you could tell the interviewer was saying like the trailer's a prequel because
Yeah.
the baby's inside you now. And it was like as soon as he just like threw out, it's a
Ooh,
prequel.
stunned
Norman
him.
Reedus had this like moment of like, oh yeah,
The exclamation point went up above Norm's head.
Stunned him.
Man, I want to believe. I do
believe.
believe now. And the best part about this stance is, if it's not real, of course it wasn't real. Come on, idiots!
And
That wouldn't have happened.
That's my biggest problem with this all, and listening to these fan theories and buying into these fan theories is when it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Don't.
At
This
least-
is
at
me.
least you
This is
understand
me
that
building
it's
it up for
when
you. No.
It doesn't happen.
No. This is my fault. This is me and the man who made that video and people like Alex who sent me that video. This is the crazy people's fault. This is not really unless Kojima's in on it, I guess.
What if Kojima is just like, this game has nothing to do with Metal Gear, but I'm gonna leave just enough so that people buy it.
Yeah, that's the other option of like,
Yeah.
I want this game to sell better than anything ever. I'm gonna make everyone think it's a Metal Gear game.
Are you gonna buy
Also,
it?
it's
Like
not.
you can buy it day one, right?
Yeah.
And
No,
like,
guaranteed.
without hearing if it's a Metal
Yep.
Gear game at all.
Nope.
Yeah.
I want to know.
He's getting that money.
I want to know nothing about it. I would rather, like, it's going to be impossible to stay away from it. I wish I could just media blackout and then just play it when it comes out.
Yep.
And if it is a Metal Gear game, I will just die happy right then and there.
Yep,
That'll be it.
I'll be good.
The only knowledge I would have of the game is what you guys talk about. So
Yeah,
maybe
this is the one.
All you gotta do is stop talking about it, and I'll be your blank slate.
Never, not till the day I die,
It's
sir.
gonna be hard if there's a shoe drop moment where it becomes like it is a Metal Gear game. Like if it's like this one moment and having us all come into podcasts at different points in the game. And like that's the one game where I won't even be like, oh yeah, like something crazy happens. I'll be like, yeah, same old. Yeah,
We'll just have to be like, you guys. Did you guys finish Death Stranding yet? Nope. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
We'll save all of
You
that.
enjoying it? Yeah. Oh yeah,
Oh, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Sorry.
Nothing's happened.
Yeah. So I like the part where you get the racing carts.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna turn the stream off. Thanks for hanging out with us, everybody. We're gonna be back on tomorrow, regular time for. I think we'll probably finish Castlevania. Psycho Mantis' favorite, Castlevania. And then all the usual shit throughout the week, plus some E3 stuff come this weekend. I saw him threw us 100 bits.
Bye.
For Kingdom Hearts. Thank you very much. Kingdom Hearts. We'll see everybody here tomorrow. Too sweet me, chat.